I'm live. Imagine that. Okay. Welcome, everybody, to the first live stream of the year. I don't think anybody's in here yet, but I'm here. So let's get this party going. It is now the year 2025, and I am amazingly still alive. I'm not doing the greatest. I'm still wearing this little sling here. My arms are moving too much. Kind of slows me down on some things, and anytime I move it too much, it hurts, and I have trouble sleeping, so I'm not getting a lot of sleep. But other than that, it's just pretty good. But let's talk about this new year. I mean, look at all that's happened so far already. On New Year's Eve, what's up, Daniel Berry? How's it going? On New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, all the crap that's already gone on in the world or in the U.S. I mean, just all kinds of crap. Here's my live stream. Turn the sound down so I don't. Okay, now I'll be able to see. Justin, how's it going? Happy New Year, man. Well, we made it. I haven't seen y'all since last year. It's been forever since my last live stream. I think it was last year. Yeah. Enough for those jokes. Anyway. So had a good evening last night. I had a decent, I went for about 2.5 hours live and then shut her down early and just relaxed the rest of the night. Didn't do too much. I went and hung out with my wife and, just kind of sat there. That's all I did. There was a band playing and people were dancing and I sat there pretty well. And I ate a cheesecake. Piece of cheesecake that somebody gave me. It was really good. But I came home and that's about it. What's up, Steve Fox? Happy New Year's, man. Yeah, crazy start for sure. We got bombs going off, trucks burning, people getting run over. I mean, it's not a great start to the year, that is for sure. Oh, I need to clean these glasses. They are horribly dirty. I had to grab some more of these cleaning wipes I have. I ran out here. Had to go in the back room and get some. That just too much work. What up, Barbecue Mike? Oh, hold on. Let me get this out there. There you go. If anybody wants to join the panel? Well, anybody I know. So, are you home today or are you still on the road? You said you were in Oklahoma yesterday, right? Sorry, I'm cleaning my glasses so I can see. Back at Shipper. Well, is that Shipper at least close to home? Let me try and this will help. Kenny? Yeah, I know. Nope, didn't help. Still just as ugly as I was before. It's okay. That's awesome that this camera just looks like crap on the internet. Picking a load of eggs. Oh, that's you got armor with you, so nobody will take them from you because eggs are going up in price again. At least around here. I don't know about up there. I had to kill a bunch of chickens here. No, Smithton, MS. Oh, that's Massachusetts, right? Pierce County Sheriff did a well call last night and found $4 dead, but I don't think you meant to say dollars there. Oh, Missouri, Missouri. I don't know why I couldn't remember what MS stood for. I thought Missouri was MO. 4 adults dead and a few out. Well, that sucks. In Pierce County, In Puyallup, yeah. Puyallup, the name of the town that I couldn't pronounce when I first moved there back in '94. It's funny because when I left Alabama in '94, I moved to Washington, and then in 2022, I moved back to Alabama. What up, Dale? How's it going? Huh. Any cause of death for that, or just yeah, part of the road and cracks? Yeah, and I think Missouri's MO. Yeah, okay. I was yeah, making me crazy there. Now Massachusetts, is that MA? What is Massachusetts? Because I know Maine is MA, which just makes no damn sense. And then MN is Minnesota. Um, I don't know. I don't live in those states, so I don't have to remember. I don't have to remember their abbreviations. Well, I used to. We were going through a ton of eggs for a while there. Nothing is out yet. Oh, well, that sucks. That sucks. I mean, it sucks for the cops to walk into that and find it too. It's not fun. I used to work with a former Tacoma police officer, and he quit and got his engineering degree, and he's doing much better now. But he was a good guy, and he told me some of the shit they had to deal with, and it's just I would not wish that on anybody. And I know there's cops out there that do things wrong, and there are, and they give a bad name to all the ones that do it right. But I've known a bunch of police officers and cops, whatever, all my life, and I've known a lot of good ones. And I've known a couple of bad ones, but it's they're people. I'm sorry, that's it. They are people. So, and some of them are going to have a bad day sometimes. So it's not a scene you want to walk into. Is going into an apartment and find 4 dead people. It just kind of sucks. Yeah. If I really needed to know it, Mike, I would just look it up on Google. I just look it up on my abbreviation for, or get state abbreviation. I'm sure there's a list somewhere. But today, what I've done today, I've done absolutely nothing. I've taken it easy. Trying to rest. My arm's been hurting most of the day. So um, I didn't sleep in. I mean, I slept in. I didn't get up till 8:30, I think. I got up at 8:30, which is late for me. Supposed to go back to work tomorrow, but I called or messaged my boss today and told him I'm just, asking if I could just take the next 2 off, just to give me 4 more days before I have to start back to work. And we'll see. Now it also depends. Like I have PT 7 a.m. on Friday morning. If I'm feeling okay after PT, I might just go in on Friday. I mean, I'm not hourly, so I've got the vacation time. It was approved, sort of. I mean, I didn't get it the 2-week approval ahead of time, and everybody knew I thought I was going to be back tomorrow. But this is bothering me a little bit more than I thought it would. I was expecting it to go easy like it did for my wife, but she didn't have near as much done to hers. Overweight, that's gross, man. How far over were you? That's a lot of eggs to be overweight. I mean, a lot of eggs. that's 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 a crap ton. I mean, I know when I used to buy 5 dozen eggs, that wasn't that heavy. So if you're overweight, and what is your gross limit right now? You were 1,500 pounds over. What's your limit? I don't know what you're at. I guess it all depends on the state and the truck and the axles, and I don't know. Okay, you're in 80,000. You were over 80,000 pounds. I know that's truck, trailer, and goods, and I don't know how much your truck and trailer weighs, but still, that's probably a lot of eggs. Oh, that kind of sucks when you overload like that and not know it. In 6 hours, that's such a waste of time. Guess they just didn't want to break any eggs. Mm-hmm. So, how's everybody's day been today? Did everybody have the day off other than Mike because he's out driving? I thought Salty may have been in here, but maybe he's busy. He saw I was going live. What is that? Oh. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I was dude said something on one of my posts from a while ago from last Fort Takeover, and he said something about Photoshop. I thought he was talking about me photoshopping and doing something on mine, but he was talking about a video he'd watched to try and match paint colors and stuff. And 12,000 steer, 35,000 drive, 34,000 tandems, truck and trailer empty with full tanks, 37.5. Oh, damn. You were over 80,000. So you have, what is that? 50, 43, 42. You can carry 42,500 pounds then. Basically. And you must have been at, over that. Yeah. So I misunderstood what he said. He corrected himself. Because I'm like, yeah, I don't Photoshop anything. I take my videos with the camera and they are what they are. I don't use filters or anything. Now, for some pictures I will, but not for videos. I should really filter this face of mine. Excuse me. Got a little congestion going on here. Weather change is killing me. I ate I ate about 20 minutes ago and I'm still hot from eating. And what I ate wasn't spicy. It was hot food and it made me hot, and I turned the fan on and that's not cooling me down enough. I could go outside. It's plenty cold out there. What is it? It's 33. It's almost freezing out there tonight. Get down in the 20s again. I don't like that. Don't like it at all. It's supposed to be that way for a while too. So we'll have to start turning our kitchen faucet on at night on a really slow drip. Just to keep it from freezing, hopefully. Got to get a little bit of movement, I don't know how we can keep both pipes. I mean, I guess if I try and get it dripping right in the middle, it should be both pipes, but I don't know if that's enough. I really just need to get somebody to, get in my walls and insulate those damn pipes. But I also still don't have heat in my garage. That's still down. Hopefully I'll get the stuff to test it with and check things here soon. We're supposed to have one of them by Friday, but the other one, I don't know. I have not seen anything about it in about a week, but I could go check on it if I could remember where it was. There it is. Pour some coolant down your drain. Oh, my drain's fine. It's the water coming in. Let's see. USPS ground. And tracking says your shipment was received in Coppell, Texas. The acceptance of your package is pending. So this package was received in Coppell, Texas on December 23rd. That was, 8 days ago now? It still hasn't shipped. They received it, but they haven't accepted it yet. That's kind of bullshit. I mean, I know the holidays and all, but damn, really? Hadn't even got it on a truck. Hopefully they're just wrong and it's on a truck and they just didn't get it a scan. Windshield makes it a lot colder. Yeah, no shit. It's It's not as windy today as it was yesterday. Yesterday it was nice. I mean, in the evening it was like in the 50s, but there was a little bit of a chill with the wind. But I mean, I was fine in shorts and t-shirt outside. But today it's a little chilly. I mean, I had to walk out there earlier to tell my dogs to come in, and I was wearing this, which is shorts and a t-shirt. Did I order salty butt plugs? No, not this time. Those were on back order. I got some. One thing I got from Home Depot, which should be here Friday, um, is the gauge to be able to check the pressure on the refrigerant in my system and see where it's at. And the thing that I'm waiting on from Texas is the actual refrigerant. That I will have a qualified, certified person put in. I know a guy. I know a guy. He's family to my boss, so I'll get him to do it. He's certified. I have to pay him, but you know, but if that's the case and it's something else, he can fix it or know what to do. I don't, because I just needed to get the refrigerant and have it so I could get it put in if it's low and see if that fixes the problem or if there's a leak. Find the leak. Hopefully, if there is a leak, it's like in the lines or something, because that's easier to fix than, say, replacing a coil or replacing an evaporator or replacing a compressor. Now, I don't think the compressor is bad, because you could put it in cool mode and it would still cool. The AC would still work, because I don't think it requires near as much pressure to make the AC work. But the AC was working. It's also cold out, so it's a little easier to make AC work when it's colder. It was like 42 when I tested that. So it's kind of a biased test. I'm hoping it's still working, but like I could tell, and I'm pretty sure that the reversing valve is working, because the line that was supposed to be hot was hot. It just wasn't hot enough. I did fix the insulation on the pipes from where the dogs had torn it off, or one dog, the blue, she tore some off at the end, and she did that 2 years ago. I finally got around to replacing it this year. It worked all last winter. And I know I didn't, like last winter, I kept it like at 50 some degrees in there. I didn't keep it hot. Upstairs, I kept a little bit warmer. I kept it closer to like 55, 60. But most of that came from just, heat rising from downstairs. But if I go out in the garage, I don't want to be freezing, but I don't need it to be warm, because I'll get hot while I'm working on cars. And I don't know if anybody's in here, wasn't in here last night, but if you are, I am taking the Whipple off the Mustang. I'm gonna sell it. I'm gonna get rid of the Whipple, which means getting rid of the water tank in the trunk. I'll plug up all the holes and turn it back into a trunk. I want to put an e-brake back on it, because it doesn't have one right now. Basically, I'll tell you right now, the stuff I bought from Home Depot and Pool Noodles seem to be the same damn thing. And mine aren't wrapped with electrical tape. They're wrapped with white duct tape, because that's what I had. I mean, I had silver too, but the white matched the other stuff that was out there, so I used the white. But my God, that stuff just gets stuck to everything. It pissing me off. So, and I was having to tear it off in pieces and wrap it, because I couldn't get the roll around, because there wasn't enough room. But it'll hold. It'll hold. I mean, if I could have gone with black electrical tape too, because I got a ton of that. Hell, I got white electrical tape and red electrical tape and green electrical tape. I got a couple of colors. I may even have some orange left. I got black, white, green, red. I think I have some orange left, and then I got some yellow and green. And then I have yellow. That's right. I have solid yellow too. But yeah, it's for this Pool Noodles are just insulation. That's what they seem like. This stuff that I used, the stuff I bought, maybe a little bit more dense than a Pool Noodle. I'm not sure. I think it might be a little bit more dense. But who knows? But they use the holes in it to trap air, and that's what helps do the insulation. It's a lot like fiberglass insulation, the way it works. It's the air trapped in between the fibers that basically creates your insulation. I mean, the fibers do help. It does help. Kind of wish I had the wool insulation, man. That stuff I think works better. And upstairs, that's what it is. But I didn't put that in. So upstairs, it's surrounded. It's got wool insulation in the walls. But, and I'm thinking about in my garage, possibly putting sheetrock up on the ceiling. I think it'd do better with the lighting and make things, it'd be better to have a background. But I don't know. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of money too. Probably won't happen. Just thoughts. I'd like to do it. I'd like to fully, sheetrock the whole thing, fully insulate it, make it separate, fully separate it from upstairs with vapor barrier and insulation and sheetrock. And I think it'd look better. But then I'd pretty much rather re-sheetrock the upstairs, over top of what's there. Something a little thicker and facing the right way so it actually held and looked better. But it's money and time I don't have, and I suck at doing sheetrock. I mean, it's not my favorite thing to do in the first place, and I don't like doing it. And right now, I definitely am not doing it. All that overhead work, yeah, that's one of those things. And like I said, if I did that, I'd have to pull all the lights and the things down, the fans and the lights down. I'd have to put extenders on the boxes because you're adding a half inch or more. Yeah, it's just something I'm not really wanting to do right now. It would have been nice though if the wall that they had on the stairwell wasn't like it's about 6.5 inches back from where the stairwell opening is, and I don't know why they didn't make it just straight up from the stairwell opening. It's so stupid that it's recessed and you've got this weird edge there. It's just whoever did it just was not thinking right when they did it. They should have just made it straight up from the edge. They already had the stud under it. It would have been easy. It also would have given you another 6 inches of interior space upstairs. But they didn't. And be nice to also redo the electrical. And I should have done it when I redid the wiring. I redid a little bit of the stuff for the lighting upstairs, the wiring and the boxes before I did the insulation, which is the blown-in insulation, which makes it a nightmare to do anything else now. I should have rewired it into the wall so that the light switch for upstairs was actually in the room, not in the stairwell. But it's fine, I guess. It's fine being in the stairwell. It's just you got to remember to turn the lights on before you come through the door, or it's dark up there. So we ain't got Salty in here yet, do we? We got nobody joining the panel. That's another reason why I'm so hot. Sling around my neck makes me warm. Oh man, my head is killing me. My sinuses have been. I'm guessing it's the weather change. My sinuses felt like they were under vacuum this morning, and that just hurts. So, and I've dealt with that most of the day. Now I've just got a residual headache left from that. It's not going away. Anyway, so, but yeah, I need to get the heater. It's the heat pump working in the garage again because it's unbearable out there in the summertime with the heat. It's not livable. And the upstairs it's way too hot. I mean, it gets up over, it's like 90 degrees upstairs without AC in the summertime. And I got 2 ceiling fans, but they ain't going to do it. I tried heating it. Like I said, I used, before I had surgery, I got my portable air conditioner up there and tried one night to heat the room with that. And it's meant for a room that size. It's supposed to be for an 800 square foot room. That's about what it is 800 square foot. and turned it on full blast, left it running for a couple of hours, came back up, and it had gone up like 2 degrees. That was it. 2 degrees. So I'm guessing it can't keep up with, it's old too. So maybe it needs, a recharge. I don't know. I haven't used it in a couple of years, so it might not be working that well anyway. And I've never used it for heat before. I've always used it for AC. But yeah, I don't know. So that's upstairs now, and it's not coming down until I'm better because it's heavy. It's like I've got those 2 stools, the coffee table, and the end table that need to go upstairs. The stools I can do. I can grab those with one hand. They're light. But the coffee table, no. The end table I can get up. It's pretty light too. It probably weighs a little bit more than the table that this laptop's sitting on, and this is just one of those TV tray tables. But I haven't decided if I wanted to try and strip them down. I got to figure out if they're made out of real wood, first of all, and not like particle board covered. And if they aren't, then I don't know if I want to strip them down and try and redo them to get them to be more of the color of the bar, or if I just want to leave them the way they are because they're similar. They're just a little darker. I do need to clean one off. It's got a couple of stains on it where people weren't using coasters or something. I don't know. Should be able to get that clean. Nothing else I could sand it off. But it's like stone and wood. I'm not sure. It may be all fake. Who knows? It was heavy enough to feel like it's real wood, but I could be wrong. I don't know. It's made in China. Or no, actually, it's not made in China. It's made in Indonesia, I think, which is, China adjacent. It seems nice enough, although the people advertising it when I bought it off Marketplace, and I got it pretty cheap, so I'm not really worried. They were saying Ashley Furniture. Now, maybe they bought it from an Ashley Furniture store, but it is not Ashley Furniture because it was not made in North Carolina, and it does not carry their name on it. But I looked it up, and I did find it in a couple of places. And in one place, it was like $319 just for the coffee table. So I'm going to say I got a good deal when I paid $50 for both the coffee table and the end table. And all I need to do is tighten them up because some of the bolts the screws are loose. But people just don't take care of stuff. Oh my God, we got somebody here. What up, Mike?
What's going on? How you doing, sir?
Oh, you know it. You see how it's going. I'm trying not to do anything.
I think that's we're both in that position, trying not to do much.
Yeah, I would love it, and there's so much stuff I want to do, and just little things I want to do, and I know I can't because I'll hurt myself. What's up, Nathan?
Living the dream. Living the dream.
Getting all packed up.
I have an absolute catastrophe of a garage and a house.
Rock on. I've been there. When we moved, because from the time we made the decision to move to Alabama to when we moved to Alabama, we didn't have a house when we moved. We moved without a house.
I refused to do that.
Well, I kind of had to. It was one of those kind of things that I had the job. I already had the job. But from the time I decided I wanted to move in November, we moved into January. We got here at the beginning of February. But it was a really quick turnaround. Like I just got so tired of the place. It just, and maybe I overreacted. Maybe I should have stayed, but I don't know. I think I'm better off now. I do miss my old job. I miss my old friends, miss a lot of stuff, and I'm nowhere close to it. It's so far away. But I think I'm happier here. It's a little bit more laid back, and I've started finally getting used to the small town life.
I'm ready to get back to it.
Huh?
I'm ready to get back to it.
Oh, I'm sure. Sure you are.
I've got everybody and their brother this week calling. You need a trailer? I'm telling you, I've had 4 people offer me a box trailer this week to move.
I got a trailer too, but I'm not offering it to you. It needs all new tires and some other stuff. It's too far to drive.
That's why you offer it. So when you bring it back, I want new tires.
You guarantee you that thing's gonna be broke by the time while it's in my hands. So that's what I think everybody's doing.
I'm sorry, it wouldn't make it up there right now. I don't think. I need to replace one of the axles on it, one of the hubs, because it seems to be a little out of round or out of. It's a little bent, I think. It's the front passenger, front right on the triple axle, and those aren't actually axles. They're the like Dexter hubs on the end. They're just mounted right to the frame. I don't know what those are called.
When you loan it out, just say you want it back in like new condition.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding you. My dad's neighbor just offered me his tonight. Whatever, I was on the phone with my dad, and I'm like, "You have a box trailer?" He's like, "Yeah, it's sitting next to my house." And I'm thinking, I went, "Wait a minute, your Dodge is sitting next to something. That must be the trailer that I can't see because there's that much weeds growing up around it. That thing ain't gonna make it out of the driveway."
Well, I'd offer you my flatbed, but for one, both of them, neither of them have tabs right now because I haven't tabbed them in almost 2 years. Not that I haven't driven with one or two of them, but the flatbed hasn't moved in a while because it's got flat spots on 2 of its tires, and the other 2 are messed up, or ones that I took off the other trailer because I took the better tires and put on one trailer to make it work. So it's not usable right now either, and it's covered with wood.
So it truly is a flatbed.
Yeah, it's truly a flatbed. It's covered with wood right now. It's where I'm keeping all and the extra metal roofing that I have from my garage. It is a little cheaper to live down here, Justin, but not as much as you'd think. Okay. So when I moved, unfortunately, the time I moved, prices jumped. Like why I was moving, as we're going across country, gas prices were going up. And by the time I got here, they tax food here, which I didn't have to pay tax. I didn't have to pay food or taxes on my groceries in Washington. They have an income tax here, which I didn't have to pay in Washington. But then I also don't have a $4,000+ property tax here. I actually, it was like when we first moved in, it was 100 and something. Then the next year they reassessed it like a month or two later and changed it to like $498 a year. And then we paid that 1 year, and then we got the thing from Social Security for my wife, so we don't have to pay it at all now. How much does an open car trailer cost? Depends on the length, what type it is, whether it's steel or aluminum, whether it's a wood deck or aluminum deck.
The brand makes all the difference too.
And brand, yes, definitely brand.
That sounds dumb, and people will be like, "It's just a brand." Do me a favor, go buy yourself a cheap flatbed, and then go buy yourself an expensive one. There's a major difference after a couple of years.
Yeah. The other thing too is, was it originally a flatbed or was it converted from something else?
No, mine's an actual, and I have the tag. It's inside the toolbox because it came off the frame, and I kept it and saved it. Mine's a Titan trailer. I don't even know if Titan makes trailers anymore. I haven't looked it up, but it's a Titan trailer. It's a 7,000-pound trailer. It weighs 1,700 pounds on its own. So minus plus the toolbox that I added onto it. And also I changed out the front jack from a manual to an electric. And I rewired it all, changed it all to LEDs. And I leveled it somewhat and lowered the fenders when I cut the fenders off and lowered them because they were too tall. Still were too tall after that for my car to be able to open its door. And that's why I have damage on my door. Because I did something stupid. I let it roll back off the blocks that it sits on that I have screwed in on the driver's side. I let it roll back off the blocks while I had my door open, and it landed right on the fender, and it bent the shit out of it.
So here's the trailer that we're using. Let me get my camera flipped around. Give me a second. It's just a picture on Facebook. You can kind of see. Nope. Wrong one. Camera.
Oh, we can't see that picture, please. Oh, what we got here? Let me hold on. Give me a second. I'm going to change this so we can see it. There we go. Bam. It looks like a Bronco.
Yeah. Well, he's got a lot of other vehicles.
Well, what do you got? Oh, you got that's a gooseneck or a fifth wheel?
It's a fifth wheel. It's 42 feet.
It's a nice setup.
It is a fifth wheel. Okay.
Yeah,
I like the nice circle drive.
That's the trailer.
I do like the circle drive too.
That is nice.
That's a 450 like you used to have.
Huh?
That's a 450 hook to it.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
And, making me sad. I miss my truck. I miss
yeah,
my beautiful truck.
This is his drive, but actually it's not a circle drive. It comes up here and then cuts back to another garage that he keeps. This truck,
Oh,
he sold this Bronco on Bring a Trailer for $93,000 after he restored it. This is a Raptor Bronco. This is his wife's Bronco, and he's got 2 more in the shop. And he has a '69 Boss 302 as his dad's.
quick question: does this guy like Broncos?
Yeah, he's a Bronco guy.
Okay.
When they announced the Bronco was coming back, he went bananas for the Bronco. So
I like the Broncos. I cannot stand the Bronco Sports. We'll just go with that.
Isn't the Bronco Sport just an Escape?
yeah,
Is it
it's
an
on.
Escape
It's
an
an
Edge?
Escape chassis. No, I think it's an
It
Escape
is
chassis.
that small. It's the Escape chassis.
Well, they're
Yeah.
getting rid of the Escape, I think, from what I understand, because I think the Bronco Sport replaced it.
The Escape and the Edge are both gone.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh.
If they might still be making the Escape this year, but the Edge shut down production. Well, not this year. I think the Escape may have shut down production too. They killed off a couple of things.
I mean, that's the thing is
today Ford did a huge batch of recalls on. One of them would be my truck if I still had the F450, 20 to 22, I think it is. The Super Duties all got the diesels. They all got there's a recall for like 300 grand, 1,000 of them.
Why? What's wrong with them?
Something to do with the fuel pump, which they're not replacing the fuel pump. Supposedly it's just some kind of update to your software. And I'm like, really? Because they really just need to replace that damn fuel pump because it's the one that's just destined to go bad.
Why? What's wrong with it?
It's it likes to grenade itself.
Oh,
perfect. That's good. Run the injectors dry on them.
Like, I think $800 and buy a kit that'll bypass that'll save you if it does happen.
well, yeah, because if you run the injectors dry, bad things happen.
Yep.
Yep.
So
That's why I like the old ones where they had the Huey injection system, so they were fired not off high pressure, they were fired off high pressure oil. So the injector in my truck, like a 7.3, the 6.0s were that way too. They were fired off like they got a high pressure oil pump that at idle they're like 3,000 psi. It takes the motor oil too, and it runs it through the injector, and it's electronically solenoid actuated with fuel that's pressurized to like a normal fuel value or less, and it injects the fuel. And they're good. I mean, this truck's got 242,000. It got a new set of injectors. It was its first set, but it'll be good for another 200.
how much was the set of injectors for those?
These ones were remans, which I'm not thrilled with them. They were like at the time we replaced them in 15, and they were $1,800.
Oh God, because I know to get them replaced in the F450 I had, the 21, it could go up to $8,000.
I can believe it. I'm sure if you
I'll
do
have
it,
somebody do it too. That's not
if you
just,
buy, well, if you have somebody do it, it adds to it. But if you buy Ford injectors, it makes all the difference. But I will say I wish Ford sold the injectors for these and not like buying them remans because nobody puts them on a flow bench. That's the biggest problem with these injectors.
Yeah.
So you put a set of injectors in it this week, they'll be junk next week. Because they didn't actually test the damn things for flow, or you'll get or it'll idle like shit.
Put the thing back in.
That sucks.
You
Because
can
one flows way more than the other.
It's bothering you. So, I was not trying to talk over you. I was talking to my wife.
No, you're all good. I know.
She's not feeling well today.
I'll wait until some more people get on. I got my truck done and got to tear down my paint booth.
Oh,
Well, more people get on.
I don't know if anybody else is gonna get on.
You were lucky to have as many people as we did last night, and I ran early last night. It was like 6:30 to almost about 9.
how many people showed up?
I think we had at one time we had 4 in the chat, but what's up, Caroline? We had T. Bama was in for a little while, but he wasn't really on the panel. He was just in there listening, and he said hi and showed some video of what was going on at his place. Salty and me, and I think that was it.
Yeah, I was. I kind of stayed off because
I know you were said something about going to be with family. And that's fine.
Yeah, well, it's just my family, and I didn't want to.
I didn't have a problem with that. I ran an early one so that I'd be done way before New Year's.
Yeah.
Like, but I just needed to. I just wanted to have that last of 2024. And
Did you
then
guys make it to New? I went to sleep early.
I did. I did make it to New Year's.
Oh, there you go.
I
What's
even
that
had
is
a
for?
very small glass of crappy champagne
Very good.
in a plastic cup.
Even better.
But I was with my wife, so I was happy.
Nice.
It was good. I mean, and
Wait.
Carolyn was there, my sister was there, my nephew was there. So it wasn't too bad. Pretty good.
We went
Very cool.
over to Autumn's friend's house, her and her husband, and me and Autumn. That was it. It was
Yeah.
nice. I'm getting to the point in my life, like, I don't like being around big crowds. I don't like big parties.
I was happy because I got there at around 10 o'clock. And I was there for maybe half an hour when half the crowd of where I was left. Because it was late. They went home. We were at the Moose Lodge, okay? And the band that was playing was really good. I mean, I understand why it's my wife and her friend's favorite band. They're actually really good. But they did play a song they probably should keep out of their repertoire. They should not do Journey. They don't have the vocal range for it. And they even played it. They played it like 3 or 4 octaves lower than normal, and they still didn't have the vocal range for it.
Ouch.
The play. I will say the music part of it was awesome. Sounded great. Piano could have been turned up a little bit during the piano solo thing, but they didn't have a sound mixer there, so it was kind of one of those on the fly. But other than that, their music's really good. I mean, it's just covers, but
Yeah.
they did some funk and some country and some classic rock and southern rock, and they played some Skinner. So their Give Me 3 Steps version was really good. So I was quite happy with that.
Nice.
Out waiting for a train. Nice. I didn't see a ball drop. There was no TV there. I mean, the ball dropped an hour before it would drop here anyway. Oh, I haven't lived on the East Coast during New Year's for so long. But I have been in other countries for New Year's. So I've been in China for New Year's a few times, both the regular New Year's and the Chinese New Year's.
Is that like 14 or 16 hours behind or something like that, or ahead?
Depends on depends on time of year. They don't do daylight saving time, so it depends on time of year, and it's actually I think only about 11 hours difference. Japan's more. Japan is like one of the worst. Oh, sorry, Salty, just saw you. I'm slow. I didn't even see you, but I think it's what was the time difference for China? Do you remember? Was it 11 hours from Washington? No, that would be Japan. Yeah, it was like 2 hours late. I think it was like maybe 14, but that's to the West Coast. So because we were West Coast based then, so I had 3 hours to it for East Coast. So, but yeah, we didn't watch ball drop. I haven't seen that in forever. Don't really care. And the band barely stopped in time to do the countdown. Like they barely stopped in time. They caught it and they got it on. And as soon as it, Happy New Year, they started right back up with the same song they were singing. Just like they hadn't even stopped. They did pretty damn good on that. They did have a problem with the balloon drop though, because it didn't work right. Somebody pulled the cord and it didn't separate like it was supposed to.
That's normally how that works. It'll work 100 times, except when you need it to work.
Except when you need it to, yeah. I thought it was kind of funny, but they got them all down. It was fine. And then people popped most of them. Everybody's stomping on them. And like all the clear ones had the big brown glitter in them, like big round glitter. So that stuff was all over the place. But It's easy.
Ugh.
It's not like little glitter. It's like the big sequins.
Oh, they're like this. Okay, that's a
Yeah,
little
they're
different.
like half-inch round. You know.
You speak glitter to me, I want to
Yeah,
choke
I'm sorry.
somebody.
I should not have said glitter.
Ugh.
It does glitter though. It's shiny.
Yes,
Yeah,
shiny
it's not
objects. That's the
God, I hate
difference.
glitter. Glitter is the worst thing that was ever invented.
It's banned from my house. I refuse to
Yeah.
have it around because as soon as you play with it, it's everywhere. You'll be wearing it for a month.
It's kind of like anise, right?
It's yeah. Anise.
Silver-
I don't know, but to
silver,
say
nickel.
anise might be worse.
Nickel anise and silver anise are like the worst. Copper anise, I don't get to spread near as much. But
I don't use any of it. I have both, and I don't use either one of them. For that
Oh, I
simple
definitely
fact.
use
I end up
anise.
wearing it.
There's plenty of things I do that anises are a must on. If I'm not using anises, I'm using the Loctite. It's one of the two. Nothing. No bolt goes in dry. None.
Mine going
That's
with grease.
That was a thing at our job, at my old job, is when you're building certain things, there's a thing that says no bolt goes in dry. It either gets anises or Loctite. One of the two.
Lubrication.
So
Huh?
here's the question that I have. If you're using anti-seize, it throws off your torque rating.
Yeah, it can, but there's a chart for that.
Oh, okay.
But anything, yeah. So you have to follow. There's a chart that. But you really want lubrication on most bolts, especially when you're going, steel and aluminum and stainless, especially anything into aluminum, because you'll gull your threads so damn quick. But when you're going into aluminum, my luck was, hey, Karmov, Happy New Year.
Hey, Karmov.
Get some
What's up,
sleep.
Karmov?
Coming in.
Happy New Year, buddy.
Doing a lot of stuff on the service sled itself. On the sled, then the frame of the sled is aluminum. I was always having to drill, and it was M3 or M4 bolts or screws I was using because I had to go through really small holes in
Oh yeah, that's small.
and I'm having to drill and tap. So I drill with the drill, and I've stuck a bunch of drill bits in there at that size where they just snap off because I'd move a little bit too much. Because long days, but then manual, I'd go in with I'd use a 1/4-inch ratchet to do the tapping. But oh my God, for the longest time, there wasn't a day I could go by that I didn't break at least 1 or 2 taps, and it didn't matter what size, because I even broke a 1-inch tap by hand, like literally grabbing the tap by my hand and turning it, and I snapped it. A 1-inch. It was just not my day. Luckily, it snapped in such a way it was easy to get out. So, but yeah, I had a thing about breaking taps, and people made fun of me for it.
Weld a nut on top and turn it out.
Yeah, you can't always do that, Salty, especially on an M3 tap.
Oh, trust me, I use a lot of damn M1.5s and damn M1s and shit like that working on RC cars. Trust me, I know. Hey, little bitty motherfuckers. I use a lot of Loctite and a lot of damn anti-seize on a lot of that shit.
Yeah, well, it's fine until you're in thick. The biggest problem is doing the thick aluminum where you're not doing through hole. So you've got a bottom, and you have to just be real. And if I was careful, and most of the time when they broke, I was lucky there was enough sticking out I could get them out. And if not, then I just ground them off and moved the whole slit bit. So
Should drill it out and put a bigger screw in it.
you can't put a bigger screw in it, Salty.
Well, I mean,
accelerometers that have a finite hole you can go through, and you cannot drill those out. And
I've never seen a female you couldn't put a bigger screw in.
Yeah. Well, these aren't females; these are accelerometers, and you try and drill them out.
I was never the lucky one to put the bigger screw in.
Yeah.
Well, when you put the bigger screw in, they got to go see the doctor very often.
I think those accelerometers.
No, usually when they get the bigger screw, they got another husband.
Yeah, the ones we used were about $800 a piece. So, gaming with Zach. Well, hello, gaming with Zach.
That's our regular little old Zach.
Changed his name again.
Yeah.
Okay, well, good to know. Hey, Zach.
Hey, Zach.
Well,
Oh, hold on. We're going big again. I'm gonna switch styles. There we go.
Nate, so how's the truck going, buddy? Well, you're showing
if
it
you
to us
look,
right now,
yeah, I
matter
was
of
gonna
fact.
say, look
there
at
we
the camera.
go.
Yeah, I just now seen it.
Hold
Good.
on, maybe this camera.
Well,
God, everything's
Damn,
backwards.
that's pretty.
it ain't. Yeah, well, it might be backwards to you, but it's not us.
We don't know which way it's facing, so
No, yeah,
No,
it looks good how it is.
Yeah, it's facing the proper way for us to be able to view it. So.
it doesn't matter. It's left or right. Does not matter.
It always
Damn,
bugs
that's
me because
pretty.
I moved the camera the wrong way. I'm sorry, I'm
Nah,
stepping around all
Well,
the
I do
stuff.
the
doing-
same thing.
You're doing good right now, buddy.
Oh, damn, that looks good. It's gonna be
That's
Yep,
looking
you're doing a
pretty.
good job, buddy.
So it's all one color. It's done. No more
There
paper,
you
no
go.
more tape, no more paint, no more body work.
nice. What's that exhaust for? I just saw.
What's that? Oh, it's my Mustang stock exhaust.
Oh, okay,
It's the over axles.
gotcha.
Everybody's wanted me to get rid of them. I'm like, why? I might need them again because if I put headers on my car and I'm not going to listen to the ridiculous amount of noise, I will
No.
put the resignators back on
Yep.
and quiet the mufflers up.
Look at that new phone coming super soon for you. Good for you.
Truck looks good though, man.
Thank you.
That's Amazing. That's
Yeah.
a nice color too. And that gray silver, whatever color, it's gray. Really sets off that red.
Yep. My dad loves this truck. He thinks it was one of the best looking trucks that Ford made
What
when he
year is
bought
that?
it. And he's 96.
Okay, so yeah, 95. I had my 95 F-150, and I love that truck. I love the look of it. One of my
Yep.
favorite looks of the Fords.
My dad's
I
a
like-
maroon red guy, but he likes it broke up with gray like this one is. He said he's never found another truck that looks as good as these do the way they did them.
Yeah.
I like my 95 too, but it was just gutless as fuck.
Well, mine wasn't gutless. It just wouldn't go over 70 miles an hour. I mean, you could. It was like it had a built-in governor or something.
What'd you have?
No,
a
mine would go
302
over
in it?
70. Mine would go over 70, just gutless. Just a little 302 motherfucker just didn't pull.
Yeah, mine was a
Have no nuts.
302. It's
Have no
302.
nuts.
It's the reason I didn't keep it is because it wouldn't tow.
Believe it or not,
What's
back
that?
in the day, like when it came to the trucks, don't even waste. I never even looked at, wasted my time. I ain't interested. Don't give me a 302 in a pickup truck. Give me a straight six or put a 351 in it. Because a straight six would pull a whole hell of a lot better than a
Hey,
302.
for $600, I wasn't complaining when I bought
Well,
it.
that-
An
well,
8-foot
that's
bed, 2-wheel drive it was what I needed at the time. It was before I was towing cars, and
Yeah.
I needed something to be able to haul stuff around, and it did that fine, and it got me to work.
Well, it's crazy because like back in the 80s, they put the straight six in like 3/4 tons. But
Yeah.
the 302 never went in a 3/4 ton.
That's crazy.
It's what always amazed me. It's just because they make so much more torque.
Well, that 306 was a powerhouse, man. It
That
was
thing
just
was.
torquey as fuck.
I love the sound of my 302. It sounded good. You
Oh
know,
yeah, they sound great.
it had a cut off. The exhaust was cut off under the bed. It
Yep.
didn't have a muffler on it. I mean, it had one. It was just hanging there, but it wasn't connected to it.
Everybody I know ripped them off.
It sounded fine. It was, it was the extended cab and the long bed, 2-wheel drive, and it was white with that green, that bluish green bottom panel.
Yep.
Yeah, I loved it. It's the only white truck I've ever owned that I actually like the way it looked, because I don't like white trucks. I don't like any of the white trucks I've owned that were white. Like my F-350 was white because it was a work truck. It was the base model, and it was white, and it didn't look bad, but I didn't want a white truck. But when I bought it, the price was right, So,
I need to go back. I need to find a brochure from this time. I'm gonna dig in. I'd probably pay a little bit of money for one to find a brochure from the 90s, like for around this year, to see what they offered, because there's a lot of cool things that you look into some of the brochures to see I want to see what the color options were, because
They
there are
had a lot of
many
colors.
two-tones.
They had a lot of colors.
you can find them online and possibly download a PDF of them.
I actually bought one from a local store here that has a bunch of brochures and stuff, and I had
Yeah.
found one for 90s, but it was for the chassis configurations and what motor configurations came in them.
But not
So
the
like,
top.
yeah, it didn't care about the interior. It was more worried about. So like my buddy bought a dump truck of that time, but it was a 460 truck, but it was like a 96, but it had a C6 in it. And he was like, I don't understand it. He said that was an E4OD time. Sure enough, I got that brochure for around that time. Cab and chassis, 460 truck got C6s in the 90s.
Really?
My
Still.
brother had a
A lot
I
stronger
believe it was a
transmissions.
76 Ford Ranger,
Mhm.
and that had the 460 and C6.
76 Ranger was that was the half-ton Ranger, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before it became the smaller truck.
Well, whenever
Right.
you got into the 90s, they had the E4OD behind everything, which was electronic C6 essentially. Well, then for what it must be that the E4OD just wouldn't take what you needed the tow width on
It would not.
a cab chassis.
Yeah, but I know that nowadays when I look at like the Super Duties, if you buy a cab chassis, it's got lower tow rating than the bed, the one with the bed.
Really?
Yep, tow rating drops when you get rid of the bed. Not sure why.
Because you don't have as much weight. It's
Probably.
That's what I was wondering.
I don't know why tow rating would drop.
The fucking beds are aluminum anyway. They don't weigh shit.
I know.
but it's
Super Duty
still
bed-
weight over that axle. So
I know
the
when I
thing
bought my
is,
Super Duty in 21, it still had a steel bed, but they don't now. But
Because-
the F-150s went to the aluminum bed before the Super Duties did.
Yeah.
so Salty, you need that consistent weight over the rear axles, because if you don't have that bed and that weight pushing down on it, if the trailer starts porpoising a little bit as you hit bumps and stuff, if you don't have enough
Weight
tongue
to hold
weight,
the ass in there.
yeah.
But I thought it was funny that an F-450, because the F-450 without the bed is still super freaking heavy back there, because that rear axle is heavy, and all 450s are dualies.
Well, you got to remember too. It's got a lot bigger brakes. It's got all that shit on it. I mean, a hell of a lot bigger brakes.
But I'm just saying, it still lowers the towing capacity on them if you bought it without a cab chassis instead of the bed. And that bed weighs basically nothing. It really does. It doesn't weigh that much at all.
Yeah, it's not like the beds of old. That's for damn sure.
But yeah, I was quite surprised that it lowered it a significant amount too, like over 1,000 pounds.
I'll be curious to see if 4 of us can put this bed back on this truck ourselves.
You'll be able to. You'll be able to.
You got 4 strong guys, yeah. You got 4 guys like me. No, it ain't happening.
I'm the smallest of my 4 friends.
Yeah, that should.
Yeah, and you're what, 6 foot, 6'1", something like that.
Yeah, 6 foot 230.
I
I'm
was
the
gonna
smallest
say,
of the 4.
2 something. Yeah, you should be fine as long as you're not weak.
I don't have a problem, and they don't have a problem either. One's a diesel mechanic, so he's yanking heads all the time
Yeah,
on
I'm gonna
bulldozers and
say
stuff.
it's no problem. Those beds are not that heavy.
Well, you got to admit, you're only picking up 1/4 of the bed anyway, so you're not picking up that much weight of it.
What do those things weigh? Like 400 pounds, maybe?
Nah, I bet they don't even weigh that. I bet they don't weigh.
I
shit.
would bet-
You'd be
I
damn
would-
lucky if it's 210 pounds. The whole bed.
I think it's more than 200. The only reason why I say that, this truck won't go nowhere without the bed on it. I've drove it enough in the rain and stuff to realize this truck is absolutely useless to drive
beds
without the
are
bed
heavy.
on it.
Those
So
beds,
like,
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
does it add that much weight to it?
That bed
My
might
buddy's
weigh
like, they're heavier than you
300,
think.
325. I don't see the bed
I was
weighing much
thinking
more
300
than
to
that.
400 pounds.
I was thinking 3 to 4.
Yeah, because and
Now, of course, you had the tailgate. It's going to be a little bit more weight than that. So.
Is that the 6.5 or 8 foot bed?
It's an 8 foot.
Oh, okay, yeah. So yeah, close 300 to 400 easy.
Yeah.
It's 8
I
foot.
remember putting a cab on my buddy's 70s model. He had a stand like there was a mountain of steel in them things. Jesus, there were 6 of us on a standard cab, gutted. There was nothing in that cab. It took all 6 of us, and it was everything we had to get that cab put back on the frame. It was ridiculous. mean, it was a lot
Yeah.
of years ago now, but it was like,
Yeah,
holy
but you gotta understand the
shit.
cab's gonna be the heaviest panels on the whole truck.
Can
That's where all the
I help
structure
you,
for safety is built
child?
into it.
Yeah.
Safety in the 90s? Yeah, hardly.
Yeah, they had an airbag on the driver's side in some
That's
vehicles.
true. They did have an airbag at that point, and that's when
Man,
they
what-
started reinforcing
What
the
y'all
doors.
think about that crazy shit down there in New Orleans, man? That's some crazy shit, ain't it?
So what
started
happened?
out
I
my
haven't-
stream with that.
I-
About
I haven't heard about
You haven't heard about it?
it. I've been packing all day.
No, some damn crazy son of a bitch, man, drove through the damn crowd of damn people down on Bourbon Street, killed 15 people, and injured damn more than 24 people.
and they had there were explosives within the truck that did not go off, thankfully.
Oh my god.
Well, that's
why?
okay. They had another bomb explode right beside fucking Trump Tower.
Trump Tower in the Cybertruck.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's
and-
an expensive vehicle to explode.
Yeah, but did you see the flag on the back of the truck in New Orleans?
Yeah, it was ISIS flag. They had it in the front seat of the truck.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
But yeah, so that was the guy didn't do it by accident, being drunk. He purposely did it to try and it was a terrorist act.
Well, the thing about this thing, man, they're being really, really tight-lipped about this whole thing. They're not releasing very much information at all. But they're
pissed off about that.
yeah, they're labeling it right now as a terrorist attack. And now they're trying to see if the thing in New Orleans and the thing at the Trump Towers are trying to see if they're linked together. So
I think they may not be, but I do
Well-
believe they were both done on purpose. And I think
We-
that the one at Trump Tower was supposed to cause more damage than it did.
well, we won't know no time soon. So I mean, I know Kennedy though, when he done his damn interview today, boy, he wasn't fucking around. He was serious. He told him, he goes, I just want them to do their job and get the son of a bitches that done this. He said that shit right on fucking Fox News. I was like, oh yeah, here we go. This dude's serious. He ain't fucking around. But he's the damn Republican senator from damn New Orleans too. So, and he's real big on his state and all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I will say though, he looks old now. He
is old. Shit, he is old. What are you talking about?
Like he looks way older than he did about a year ago.
Well, we didn't see him today in his natural habitat. Usually we see him in the fucking Capitol in a suit and a tie and his hair all fixed and shit.
In his normal.
Yeah, today we just seen him in a regular old t-shirt, a fucking jacket, and a ball cap.
It made him look older.
Oh, 100% it did.
So, and yeah, I know he's ancient, but
Yeah,
I'll tell you
100%.
what.
They canceled the Sugar Bowl to tomorrow, or postponed it to tomorrow.
the what?
The Sugar Bowl, the one Georgia's playing in down there in New Orleans.
Oh, the Sugar Bowl? Yeah.
Yeah, they postponed it till tomorrow
Yeah.
because of all the shit that happened last night.
Yeah. That's
Soon
just,
as
that's not a
autumn
way to
and-
start a year.
As soon as Autumn and the cat leave this house, I'm going ham on the mice in this place. I have had enough. I took down my paint booth, and now all of a sudden I've got mouse shit all over my workbench. I have never had that problem ever. I've had to I threw an entire bag of decon in the attic because they're like running around like a bunch of baboons in the middle of the
All I
night.
can say is
stealing-
before you start packing up all your shit, go through it really good. 'Cause if not, you'll
Yeah.
transport that motherfucker from where you at to where you going.
most of our stuff was sitting out. So as we boxed it all up as we went, we've only been boxing for a couple of weeks. Maybe
Check the
3.
boxes though, because it don't take them some bitch about an hour to eat a hole right through that motherfucker,
Not
especially
even-
a box.
Come on. An
Huh?
hour?
I
An hour.
that.
Minutes.
I'd be
Yeah,
worried.
yeah.
I'd be worried about them getting on top of the box, getting in the box, and then you're transporting them.
Well, that's
Yeah.
the thing is that they're all taped shut.
Oh, okay.
They'll have to.
Good.
They will have to chew a hole in it to get in them.
Got
Oh,
it.
trust
So-
me, they will. Trust
And
me,
I'll
they
know
ain't
it,
got no
'cause
problem
I'll be
doing that
looking at. Well, that's the thing is they're all sitting in the living room. We all have to take them into a trailer. We'll be looking.
Yeah. That's
But-
why when we moved in nothing but totes, man. We didn't even use no
No.
boxes whatsoever.
We had some boxes that went onto but we didn't have a mice problem really. So
I don't have a real bad mice problem. Like I have got them kind of cornered to the attic in the garage, which the garage I've never really noticed it until just this week. but I just cut down this paint booth. So I don't know if they've all of a sudden realized we got nowhere to hide
Yeah.
because I cut down
I
all the
bet-
corners they could hide in.
I bet it feels good now that you got the paint booth out. You probably just got room to walk around in your shop again, don't you?
No, because I immediately tore it down. The next day, I took everything out of the attic and boxed everything up and put it in the middle of the floor. I didn't gain no damn room. I literally
hell, you-
filled the room with boxes.
Well, hell, you're moving what, next Thursday, right?
Tomorrow.
Oh, you're moving tomorrow?
Thursday, yeah. Tomorrow,
Yeah.
Thursday.
Yeah, tomorrow is Thursday.
No, I said
Thursday.
next Thursday. I didn't
Next
say
Thursday.
tomorrow. I
No,
said
it's
next Thursday.
tomorrow. Yeah, it's tomorrow. My
Yeah,
buddy's
because
up.
see-
He'll be up after work. He'll be
It's
up
funny.
here about 10 o'clock.
See, my birthday, my birthday's next week, so
And stuff. I watched the video today, and I don't know if you guys have ever seen Hacksman, but I watched
Yeah.
this video today on him redoing his shop, his garage, which is a shop for him. It's not a garage; it's a woodworking shop and stuff. But he redid it, and he's like doing it on the cheap, you know. And he reused a lot of stuff and just repainted things and all that. But he's talking about doing things on the cheap. And some of it was cheap, but you know, some of it's cheap because he owns a lot of, you know, scrap wood. And then he puts up this lighting system that cost over $400. And I'm like, that's not cheap. And all that
Well,
paint he used, that's not cheap.
yeah, but see, you got to look at it. His version of cheap and your version of cheap might be two different things.
It is possible.
But see, that's the thing, is these YouTubers need to learn that when you say cheap, people that don't have money are looking for ways to do things cheap. Like
Dude.
the way it was when you were broke.
Put it this way, Pinks. Instead of for my solar panels, instead of buying metal frames to put it all in, dude, I had cut down a bunch of trees. I'm gonna take those and I'm gonna make my own racks out of the wood that I fell.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Hell yeah.
If it lasts 3-4 years, all right, cool. I picked up 3-4 years.
Yeah.
I can tell you how to make it last longer than that.
If I take the bark off it and then burn it,
Yep, take the bark off and then burn it. That shit'll last for goddamn years, years, and years. You don't have to worry
I
about
was
it.
thinking instead of taking the bark off, because the ones that I'm using, I'm not going to use the pines. I'm going to use others that really don't have a thick bark to it, and I'm just going to burn them. And that should, because it's a real thin bark on those. It's
But if you burn them, they turn to ash. I don't get it.
No. You don't do that. All you're doing
You
is
just
scorching
basically
the outside
score
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
just scorching. You're just scorching the outside of it.
Flamethrower.
I'm laughing back here and you just can't see it.
Yeah, you just take
I'm
a
feeling smart
flamethrower
ass.
to
I
it.
know
got
exactly
one.
what you mean by burning it. I've done it before.
Yeah.
I've never done it, but I've seen a shit ton of YouTubers do it.
Grind it quickly, basically.
The best way to make things work or last, do it out of locust. Look at locust trees and how many fence posts last 50 years.
Oh.
Yep.
They rot
Yeah.
off.
It's sad
Yep.
though. The trees nowadays you use aren't nearly as good as the old trees because you don't have a lot of old growth, so you don't have tight, compact. That's why the houses that are being built now aren't going to last as long. They
Right.
won't last the hundreds of years that old houses will. Because
I
The
did
wood
see
got it.
something about that. They like showed the rings, and the rings were so much bigger on newer trees. Like the tree was way bigger than the old ones, but the old ones were much more aged. Like it's like they're all growing faster.
they are. They've been
And they're not as
modified to
strong.
grow faster. They're not as
Forget where I
the
seen
wood's
that.
not as good.
Well, the deal is people are using man-made seeds instead of sprigs off the actual tree that they cut down when they plant. If they use sprigs off the tree they actually cut down, they will have the same kind of tree grow back. But they
think if they're
don't. They
looking-
use man-made fucking
They
seeds,
don't
and
want
they got all that
because
shit
they
in
don't
them.
Grow fast enough. The
Yeah, they
lumber
want it to grow
industry needs the
faster.
trees to grow.
Oh yeah, they want them to grow fast. I mean, that's how damn pine straw people stay in business, man. They plant these trees and whole damn forest of fucking trees, and then in about 10, 12 years, they can cut them down again and redo them again.
Yeah,
So-
exactly. But I will say I do know that, like, I know for like Christmas trees, if say they cut down 42,000 Christmas trees, they'll plant like 48,000. They'll plant more than they cut. But Christmas trees grow fast, and that's like every 2 years they can cut those down.
Well, they also have so many bad growths too, because you got to look at it when you're going to look for a tree. How many trees you look at before you actually pick the tree you're going to cut down and take
I
home?
don't know. It's been so damn long since I've actually bought a tree.
Yeah, because some of them will be like flat on one side or have misgrowth in a spot, and you're definitely not going to buy that tree. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
you're gonna look for a better tree.
I agree.
So-
Car parts need to go back to 5 year ago. Actually, they need to go back to 10 year ago prices. If you ask me, 10 year ago.
Yeah, it ain't gonna happen. Y'all might as well get used
know
to
it
it.
ain't gonna
This is the new norm, man. Shit ain't going down. We're just
You
gonna
know
have to
what?
face it. This is what we're just gonna have to live with this shit.
Got to quit calling it the new norm because that's not normal. Normal is just prices went up. It's normal. It's not a new norm. It's just normal. I hate
But
that
the-
term, new norm.
But the thing is, we can never truly have deflation here as we're inflating the money supply. So
Yeah.
it is the new normal. It's
It
gonna
really
keep
is
on
the new
going
normal.
up.
Oh yeah. It's always gonna be the new normal because it's never gonna change again. It's never going back down. It's going to constantly keep going up.
It's not
The
new.
only thing that will make it go down temporarily is that if we're able to get the price of oil down, so it's been bouncing, $70 to $90 a barrel for quite some time. If we were ever able to get it down to around $40 a barrel, that would piss off OPEC.
Well, you ain't got to worry about it. I can promise you, the price of oil is going to come down. I promise you that. If nothing else, the price of oil is coming down. Now, what we see buying at Home Depot and shit and all this other stuff, that might not come down, but definitely the price of oil is coming down. Because he already done said he's pulling us back out of OPEC and all that bullshit again.
Well, we're not in OPEC, but
yes, we are, because Biden put us right back in it. Soon as Trump took us out during the first term, and then when Biden came back in, he put us right back into OPEC. And now Trump's going to take us right back out of OPEC again.
No, we weren't part of OPEC. Is the
We're
Middle
buying
East
from OPEC, I think.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
OPEC.
Yeah, we're buying from OPEC. I didn't mean it was part of it. We're buying from it, but
I was going to say OPEC.
Yeah. He's going to stop us buying again from OPEC. He already done said that. And remember, the last time he done that, when he was in office, when he stopped us buying, our gas went down $1.50 a gallon.
Man, this is so nice. I can unplug my pressure washer and not worry about where the water goes because it ain't gonna run into anything. I can't.
I mean, because I was watching a YouTube video the other day, and wherever these people were living at, they're paying like $2.25 a gallon. Hell, I'm still paying $2.77 a gallon.
It sucks to be you.
I'm paying $3.29.
Dude, I filled up today. It was because I used my card instead of cash. It was $2.87. But if I'd have paid cash, I could have got it for $2.77. But using my card, they added another fucking 10 cents a gallon. And I can't stand when they do that bullshit either.
I think the 10 cents a gallon is a bit much.
Yes, 100%.
I'm just glad that where I go, they don't charge extra for that. They do give you a discount if you have their app.
They don't do nothing but tax the living dog fuck out over here.
$3.29. Ooh, Dale.
I'd love to have. Yeah. Matter of fact, yeah, Dale's out there. Dale's in Michigan, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and he's paying $2.29. That's freaking awesome, dude. I would love to be able to do that.
$3.29.
Oh, okay.
Same
I thought
as
you
me.
said $2.29. Yeah, I thought you said $2.29. I'm sorry. But yeah, no, I was watching a YouTube video the other day, and he was standing there. Matter of fact, it was Keys Customs. Matter of fact, and he was down in his town, down in Mississippi, and that's where the gas price was at. Because clearly, he was standing at the gas station filling up his truck, and the sign in the background said $2.29 a gallon. I was like, well, damn.
Let's see. It's $2.83. So it's going back up. It's $2.83.9 a gallon here.
I'm gonna have to start paying attention to the price of gas again. I'm gonna have to start paying for it.
Because I'm just looking here. Because for regular and leaded, it's $2.83. The last time I filled up, it was $2.59 or $2.69.
Yeah, you ain't paid for gas in quite a long time, have you, Nate? Other than your boss, right?
If I don't want to pay for it, I don't pay for it. I just drive my company car and they pay for the fuel. So if it's not for the car or for the Mustang or my lawnmower, I don't buy gas.
Oh, do you use a company car to put gas in your boss?
No.
You might not want to answer that one on YouTube.
No, I don't. It doesn't matter. No, I don't. If I drive it for work that day, yes, but don't worry, I'm going to use half the tank of fuel.
Yeah,
it's not often. They don't say
sure.
nothing. Like, that's what's nice about. I will say that's one thing. It's nice about the company I used to work for, and this company's kind of adopted it. They don't give you grief for stuff. Don't be a blatant take advantage of stuff, and they don't pay attention.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I just bought a case of paper, a new printer, a pile of ink, and a whole bunch of tape, and no one said a word to me. They just approved it.
Well, there you go.
So as long as you're decent about stuff, they don't pay it. They don't care.
Yeah,
That's
just
kinda
don't try to
nice.
rob them blind with fucking
Yeah,
trying to hide
there's
your
guys that
shit.
have done that.
Yeah.
Like the guys that go out, like you can even go out and get lunch a couple times in a month. Like we'll go out to dinner once a month on the company, and we'll just
Oh, ain't
call it
nothing wrong with that.
a lunch. But like, there's guys out there that would go out every day,
Yeah.
and it would
That's
take them
crazy.
6 months before they're like, "Dude, you can't do that."
You can't do that.
My brother caught one of the employees working up under him at the company that he worked for.
Mhm.
My brother just so happened to be going to the parts store that the company has a company account with, because the owners gave all the employees there the right to go to O'Reilly's where they have their company account and use their company account discount to be able to buy parts for their personal vehicles. I mean, you can't use their company card. You have to pay for it out of your pocket. But this
You
guy
get
was
the
going,
discount.
yeah, but you're able to use the company discount. And but this one guy, he was going to O'Reilly's, charging $700-800 worth of parts. Then he was going to the gas station and filling up his personal truck with fucking just a gas card. He was doing it like 3 times a week.
People are idiots. People are
Yeah.
absolute dummies.
And they don't think that someone's gonna figure that out. I mean, come on.
Well,
No, some of them don't even think it's wrong.
evidently the owners never caught it, because my brother just so happened to be going to that parts store on a Saturday, and he seen the guy over at the gas station in his personal truck. So he pulled in there to get a pack of cigarettes and a drink and to top off his vehicle. And he walked in, and he was right behind his employee, and the dude paid for his gas in his personal truck with a fucking company card, right in front of my fucking brother. My brother's his boss.
Did you fire him?
Right. No, he went to the owners about it, and the owners got him. So the owners went back to the O'Reillys and went back to the gas station, to the owners of the gas station O'Reillys, and had them pull up all the receipts of how many times this guy has been doing this, and it wound up being like $3,900, counting all the parts at the O'Reilly's and the gas he was filling up. So they just started deducting the shit out of his check.
Well, at least they didn't lose his job.
No, they didn't. He didn't lose his job. I mean, for me, the owner, for me, I'd have fired him on the spot. But the owner's like, if I fire him, I can't never get my money back. So if I just deduct so much a week out of his check until he finally pays us off, and then he does it again, then I'm fired. But at least we'll get our money back.
I'd fire him on the spot. And
Oh yeah, same here. I'd have fired him on the spot too.
I wouldn't worry about the $4,000 because you already know that the guy has a severe lack of judgment. So if you have an employee that has such a severe lack of judgment, do you really want him representing your company?
Yeah, Mike. But do you call it a lack of judgment? Or you just call it a lack of care? I call it a lack of care and disrespect to the company that you work for.
The company I used to work for, I used the company credit card for something that wasn't company based, but I'd gotten permission, just not from the people in the office, but from a direct supervisor. I'd gotten permission to do what I was doing. I was going to get it all done to where it was going to come out of my check on the next check. Wasn't a problem. But they called me up like that day and went, "Why did you spend this on the company card?" You know, they were on that stuff, you know. And
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, I got permission to do it." And I told them, I was setting
Let's see.
up a
I'm sorry, go ahead.
back to take it out of the next check. It was like $70, you know. Wasn't that much.
Yeah.
But I just didn't have the cash on me. I was in another country and I needed the money to get the stuff.
Well, the thing about it, this guy is a driver for the company. What he does is he goes around and picks up and delivers equipment from one job site to the next job site and stuff like that. And so he has a company card on him all the time. It's not like he has to turn it in at the end of the day or nothing. They just trust him to keep it in his wallet. They do that to all their drivers.
14
So,
years.
yeah, they do that to all their drivers. I think my brother said he's got 3 drivers that does that. And but this one guy was just purely taking advantage of the shit.
We all just had company cards because we traveled.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I've got a company card and I'm very, very cautious with. I don't. The only time that I use it is if I have to travel into Chicago for work, and only then do I use it. And when I'm in Chicago, then I'll purchase meals and stuff. but I won't purchase meals if I'm not traveling in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
That was my company now, and they're really strict on that too. But I think the last time I used it was to fill up the boss's truck on the way to Canada or on the way home. One of the two.
He looks
But-
at it. What's this charge? It's your truck.
Oh, no, he's just like, can you get the gas? Because he had to run to the bathroom. He's like, yeah, no
Nice.
problem. He's like, you got your card on you? I was like, of course I do. Yeah, have it on me all the time. Just it's in my wallet.
Yeah. My brother's got a brand new damn company truck, man, and he won't even drive it unless he's going to work.
My
Period. It
boss
just sits in his
got a
yard. But
brand new truck, or it mostly new. It had like less than 15,000 miles on it. He got such a deal on it, and it's the RST, Silverado RST. It's basically loaded. The thing's so nice compared to his 2013 he had. Oh, it's such a nice truck with the 5.3 in it.
mm-hmm. Thing about it is the owners gave my brother the okay. Say, look here, you can drive the truck anywhere you want to go. We don't care. It's just when you're driving it for your own personal use, just put your own gas in it instead of using a company car. My brother's like, no, I don't need to drive your vehicle when I'm at home. He goes, hell, I got 15 vehicles of my own sitting in the yard. I'll just drive one of my vehicles, and when I'm going to work, I'll drive your vehicle. And
Hey,
that's just the way my
Salty.
brother is. He's just a straight up kind of guy, man.
You're not going to believe this, man. I'm checking my emails.
Uh-huh.
One of those LiPo battery companies, 12-volt, 100-amp-hour battery. They want me to do a review on it.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Send that
Say
my
yes.
way.
Damn right. Send that my way, Jack.
Doing solar videos is more fun than doing the freaking car stuff.
Dude, I guarantee you probably get a lot more damn offers from companies too doing that shit.
I'll be right
'Cause
back. They're under the
That's a big thing, man.
We'll be here.
Okay, Pink. Okay, Pink. Yeah, that solar stuff, that is a big thing, dude. It really
Yeah.
is. And not only the solar, but you get so many other companies that's wanting to deal with you probably that don't have nothing to do with solar, like power drills and jump boxes and all kind of stuff, flashlights, and I mean, there's no telling what kind of damn emails you're getting. And the bigger you get, the more of those offers are going to come.
Dude, I've gotten like 10 in the last month. I got another one that came in that I haven't done yet. Outdoor timers for, that's on a stake that you put on your yard. And
Oh yeah.
they gave me 3 of them. I'm like,
There you go.
all right, well, I got to test. Well, I got to set up something to test it. I got to find time. I'll probably.
Hell, you could probably use something like that. If it's a timer, you could probably use that for like a sprinkler system, like for your yard. You probably set the timer on a sprinkler system when for it to come on, how long for it to stay on, when to cut it off.
Yeah, I guess you could. I don't have a sprinkler.
Yeah, but you know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I was probably just going to test it with just like a bug zapper or something, and then do a video with that just to test it out. But
Yeah, I watch a homesteading channel. They're real big into that solar stuff and all that stuff, and they done got so many power stations that all they do now is they just collect them after they do the reviews and stuff. It automatically comes to theirs. And not only that, they get the e-bikes and all that kind of stuff too. They said they had to go rent a storage to keep all the power stations and the e-bikes in it because they got so many. And said all they done was just put them on Facebook Marketplace. They said they made a fucking ton of money on selling that shit.
that's
They said-
the other thing too is that
Okay, I'm back.
I found out from another YouTuber, nobody in our group, but he said that he makes more money eBaying the shit that he gets from vendors
Yeah.
than he does off his damn YouTube channel.
Hell yeah. I mean, you look at it, usually those damn e-bikes, especially if you get like the e-trikes now they're coming out with the 3 wheels and stuff on them. Hell, some of them damn bikes are over $2,000 and you're getting them for free. You're getting them for free. And this one guy that I'm talking about, he had 17 of those some bitches in his storage.
Here's the issue I
17.
have. Here's the issue I have with it all. What happens when there's somebody's equipment sucks?
Then I say that it sucks.
Yeah, because see, look, you only agree to that shit if you can tell them, if they agree to let you do a honest review.
And there's some
Yes.
companies out there that'll do that, and then they'll come after you still.
Well,
Yeah,
they
they got no
can't because
grounds
if you
on
got it all in paper, well, digital, if you got it all signed and stuff, they can't come after you if you tell people not to buy this product
Well,
because you've already done got the okay to them give an honest review on it. You ain't dogging the product. You're just telling people, hey, this is not something that I would recommend. You just don't sit there and say, hey, this company's shit. Don't buy all their stuff. No, you don't do nothing like
Can't do
that.
so
Yeah,
so
you don't
there
be disrespectful like that.
so actually someone has been sued on that, Salty. It wasn't so Australia's got different rules than what we have, and there was a battery manufacturer that LiPo battery, and Will Prowse reviewed it as well. And he even
Will
mentioned,
Prowse is good, man.
yeah, he's Mason content. But he had said that I guess in Australia their rules are different, and it was someone in Australia that had reviewed it, and he got sued by the freaking company because he said it wasn't any good, the battery. So,
Yeah, but like I said, as long as you do it respectfully, you know what I mean, and don't try to just dog out the company and stuff like that. Usually, companies are not going to come after you. But when you just sit there and put down their company and tell on your YouTube channel, "Hey, man, this is dog shit. Don't buy nothing from this company." Well, hell, I'd sue you too. Shit. I mean, hell, if the product's bad, the product's bad. But you still can be respectful about it when you say, "Hey, this is not something I personally would recommend."
I will say
You do everything in a nice way.
everything I've reviewed has been stuff I've bought. Companies haven't given them to me, but I haven't had a problem. I tell you the good and the bad for them. Like I buy cheap stuff. I buy Vivor equipment, which works fine for me for what I'm using it for.
Shit, some Vivor stuff ain't damn too cheap. It's pretty damn good.
Oh no, it's gotten they
That
have
much
gotten so
better.
popular. Their prices have gone up,
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure.
even on their cheap stuff.
Their diesel heaters are fucking the bomb, dude. I'm telling you that right now.
I do need to do a review on their the endoscope I bought from them. I haven't even used it yet. I need to look down into the cylinder on that truck, just to use it and see what I can see if it is the tulip valve like I think it is.
Yeah. That's what yours is, right, Mike? Is it your diesel heater or Vivor?
No, mine's a different brand, but they're all the same.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I that homesteading channel I was just telling you about, he does a lot of product reviews for Vivor. And he said he just swears up and down by their diesel heaters. He said they're fucking great.
Autumn's Pap has one. It's fantastic. It works great. He ordered a second one.
I know
Yep.
that the one I did on my spring compressor for the struts.
Mhm.
On that, a lot of people were freaked out because of how I was using it. I'm like, you know what? I didn't get hurt, so it's all good. They're like, you had your head over top of it, and I'm like, yeah, it wasn't going anywhere. I didn't have it under that much compression.
Dude, I still use the old kind that I made. It's 3 pieces of all thread with a fucking L clamp on each end of it, and that's how I compress the damn springs. I've been using that
Hey,
motherfucker
it
for
works.
years and years and years.
Hey, that's great. I'll use the one I have. That one for certain ones. I have a different type for other types. Like this one can't be used on the car. It has to be used off the car. You have to have the strut out.
Yeah, I remember you doing a review on it. I remember that.
And it works great for that. And I tested some of the parts behind the scenes. I tested how strong they were, and the metal seems to be pretty decently strong. I wouldn't, trust my life with it, but people were saying you had your head over the top of it, and I was like, but I didn't when it was under
People
control.
are idiots.
They're seeing that these are people who've used ones before and had problems with it. I'm like, and you're supposed to put that chain through it to hold it, and I'm like, yeah, I thought that's what that chain was for. I just didn't care because I wasn't having to put much compression on that spring to get it off.
Man, if you pet your animal wrong on damn YouTube, people say, "Oh, you're petting your animal wrong. You should be petting it this way, and you're molesting your pet." I'm like, "Come on, motherfucker! It's a pet. I'm petting him on his back."
I pull her hair out.
That's crazy, man. I mean,
And
I
pull
don't.
hair out of my dog.
So some people are just so fucking stupid. It just drives me crazy how much ignorance people has got in them.
Have you seen the videos on Huskies when people start pulling out just tufts of hair? No problem, like huge, like clumps of hair.
Yeah, because they shed like terribly.
They do it twice a year, and it lasts for weeks and weeks and weeks. When
Yep.
they do it. And it's this undercoat, and you can just grab it, and like pull away without even pinching. Just pull away, and you will come out with some. Now, if you do a lot of it, it irritates my dog. She gets irritated the way I do it sometimes, but I do it on purpose to get her running because it'll get her sprinting around the backyard, and it's kind of funny.
No, I was saying, Mike, that guy on that homesteading channel, he made a lot of money off selling all that shit he had in his storage. And he said he's going to keep on accepting all those offers. He said because he makes really good money selling that shit.
Well, it's like those tire pressure gauges that I got in were $20, and they gave me 2 of them. I'm like, well,
That's
shit,
nice.
I'll give one away, and I got to send it out to Tim tomorrow.
Yeah, he was quick, man. I didn't see it until it's been up for 4 hours.
Who won it?
Tim Windsor.
Oh, Tim Windsor. Yeah, okay, there you go.
But and I would, like I was saying, I think I said it in my comment is I just bought one that looks pretty much identical with different colors. And I don't remember where I bought it. I may have gotten it at Harbor Freight, but I don't think so. I think I got it from one of the car parts stores. But I could be wrong. I could have bought it from fucking Lowe's. Who knows?
Man, I get a lot of shit from Harbor Freight. A lot of shit.
It looks exactly. It's got the buttons on it, just like yours does, for the light, and there is actually a way to it. On mine, there's a thing. I think it's on the back where you can like zero it in case it gets off a little bit.
Uh-huh.
So you can zero it to your pressure wherever you are. If it's like, if say you open it up and it says it's like 2 psi because you're way down low, you're underwater, I guess. I don't know. You know what I mean? And then you can zero it out. But I think it's on the back, and I think it's one of those like a reset button kind of thing. But it looked almost the same, except I like your swivel hose. Your swivel hose is nice. Mine is not a swivel hose. That could come in handy at times, especially since yours is a screw on.
Yeah.
Now, did that adapter, the clamp on that looks like the old bicycle ones, does that screw into that front end, or is
it does. It does.
Okay. Yeah, so you get one of the metal clamps just built into it.
Here's the interesting thing: the metal clamp. When I first used it, I thought, you know what, I'm going to use it, and it's going to let a lot of air out as I'm putting it on and taking it off. It actually wasn't.
I didn't hear any air come out when you unscrewed that damn thing.
Yeah, so I'm like, you know what? Okay, I'll just use it like this.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
I don't usually like the screw-ons because they let so much damn air out. But the other reason I don't like them, but then again, for my drag radials, when I'm using those, I have a completely different pressure gauge that you can't fill air with. It's pressure gauge, and you can let off air with it. And it's fairly accurate, and it's also, I think, non-digital. But that one is a quick push on because you don't have the time to be screwing things on and off when you're out on the track. When you're in the lanes too, and especially when you don't have a crew and you're doing everything by yourself.
Yeah, doing everything by yourself kind of sucks.
I think I'm done with that. I think I may still go to the track. I may still run that car down the track, but it'll be going back to its stock numbers again. I'm never going to get it. It's as fast as it's ever going to be. It has gone as fast as it ever will, unless I sell it to somebody who swoops it up again. But I am pulling all the extra weight off of it. Just going to take it back to more stock, and I may even put the stock shocks back in the rear just for a smoother ride. But actually, if I readjust the Vikings, they're actually not too bad.
Make it to where you can enjoy it again.
That's it. That's the main thing.
That's what it's all about.
Yep. Maybe we can get it out on the road and drive it and enjoy the shit out of it. That's what they're meant to do. But they're meant to do whatever you want them to do. So.
Yeah.
Best memories are always.
And maybe over time get some of the damage to it fixed. It's got some dings and dents, and I need to get the door fixed so that it doesn't pop the fender every time I open it.
Hey, I fixed some of the damage on my truck today. I gave it a bath.
Hell yeah.
First bath it's had in a long fucking time.
Chows have that same loose hair. Yeah, that's crazy.
Does anybody have any idea how much a 3D printer weighs?
Mine doesn't
Three-
weigh anything. It's like about 15 pounds.
Yeah, about 10 pounds.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Depending
talking
on-
mine in the packaging with all the packaging around it. It's about 15.
Okay, so they're really light.
Yeah.
I bought rubber feet that you put on them, the like anti-vibration feet for a 3D printer to put on the bottom of this pressure washer, because needless to say, the trash that they put on, it's like a thin piece of rubber on the bottom to help vibration dampening.
Uh-huh.
But my electric pressure washer weighs 65 pounds.
Oh, it should be fine.
I was like, okay. I was just
Those rubber
curious to
feet-
know if they weighed close to the same. Like, I'm not worried about it. Like, if they
Those
wear out,
rubber
I'll just
feet
throw them away.
that if they're the good rubber feet, they're strong enough to probably hold 100 pounds with 4 of them.
Like, it was made for 3D. It never said a weight rating, and like they're relatively hard. But like, you put them underneath here, they actually squish, and I'm like, okay, well, they're actually going to serve their purpose as they should. So, because I was thinking they were actually too hard, but
No,
it seemed to be all right.
No, I think you can put basically, if they're the ones I'm thinking they are, you can basically put about 100 pounds on them spread out.
Here,
In the 4 of them.
hold on.
Let's see. I'm gonna make you big again.
Oh, there we
Yeah,
go.
Those are the ones. Yeah, those should hold at least 100 pounds.
Yeah, there's 4 of them on it.
Yeah, they should have no problem with that weight.
I figured.
The vibration on that is way worse than a 3D printer. They won't handle that as well.
Mike, did you get all that tree cut up?
So here's what I ended up doing. I ended up cutting down like 30 trees, so it takes time to cut them up. So what I ended up doing is I bought 3 barrels today to use as burn barrels. One's going to be vertical, and then the other 2 are going to be horizontal with the full kits and the legs and stuff that you can get. But the plan is the vertical one, I cut the top off of that one today. I put a bunch of stuff in it, did initial burn. That's going to be burning like cardboard and tree limbs and just basic stuff. But the other 2 that are going to be horizontal, I have 2 more mini splits coming for the shop that are on the way. And the mini splits are 120 volts. They're 9,000 BTU. And they're 29.5 SEER rating, which is like extremely efficient.
That's really high.
That is really high. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug those into my power banks, which would be run off of my battery bank, which would be charged by the solar panels. So that way I'll be able to have basic AC and heat in the shop at all times for free. And then use my existing mini splits if I need to make it warmer or cooler than that.
That's 30 degrees.
But what the barrels are doing is in between the mini split condensers on the outside, I'm gonna put a burn barrel in between the 2, about a foot apart between the burn barrel and the in the mini split condensers. So what will happen is in the wintertime, I can put a bunch of wood in it and kick it off. It's going to create a good amount of heat, transmit that to the mini splits, which will then make it super hot inside the shop and much more efficient.
As long as the damn heat from the barrel don't damn burn the plastic and shit up on your damn mini splits.
So here's the way that I'm going to get around that. I'm going to have the burn barrels surrounded by clay bricks and do a layer of clay bricks around the burn barrel. And in that way, the clay bricks will get warm over time and it won't be that instant shock to the mini splits. And it'll also help retain the heat a little bit.
What did you buy?
You gonna go from the bottom of the barrel all the way to the top of it like that?
Yep.
Oh, that's gonna be cool. You gonna mortar them or you just gonna place them?
I don't know yet. I might have to mortar them.
What mini splits did you buy? Are they also Mr. Cool?
No, these are EG4 mini splits that they also have the Freon is in the lines. They have their own system. They're Yeah, so it's just like the Mr. Cole ones, except it's more efficient. And they had a different unit that I almost got, but I decided against. EG4 has a hybrid unit out as well now. With the
Yeah.
hybrid one, you can plug that directly into solar panels and power it off of that, and then also grid tie it as well. I decided against it because that's only 22 SEER instead of 29 and a half. And when I did the calculations, even though I'm losing a little bit through inverter loss through the power banks, it's still
Right.
more efficient with 29 and a half SEER than it is 22 SEER pulling straight off of the solar panels.
Yeah, I see this. They have the 12K hybrid solar powered mini split.
Yeah, I got the EG4 9K, two of
Okay.
those.
Well, I just this is the first thing that popped up when I looked them up.
Now, are you gonna
Yeah.
put both of them in the shop area, or one in the chill, one in the shop?
Showroom, and then one in the shop. And the one that's over the showroom is going to be on the same side as all the solar stuff. And then that way it'll be easy to plug in, but also from a visual perspective, it'll look really nice.
So I'm
Oh,
wondering
okay.
who makes EG4's mini splits, because EG4 aren't they like a power company that does like solar and battery storage and all?
Correct. So EG4 creates a lot of both hybrid and off-grid inverters, and then
Right.
they also have their own batteries now, I believe.
Okay.
And now they're starting to get into the mini splits because of this hybrid one that they had, which you can plug right into solar panels. And the selling point is basically this: you get the hybrid EG4, you go pick up a bunch of used solar panels, and
Yeah.
you put them in series. I think you need a minimum of like around 100. I'm trying to remember here. Maybe it's like 90 or 100 volts minimum, all the way up to 300 volts worth of panels, and to power. The only problem is that then when the sun goes down, or if it's a cloudy day, it's not working unless you're pulling from grids. So it's
Right.
still a cool unit, but that one that was 29 and a half for SEER, dude, that's to cast me out
That's
right there.
awesome. I
Because
built for up to 450 square feet.
yeah,
Um,
and you figure that it's 9,000 BTU.
29.5. Jesus.
Right. So if you divide 9,000 by 29.5, it's going to pull 315 watts on average.
Yeah. So it says capacity 3 to 11,000 BTU an hour. So I guess that depends on what it's doing.
Right. So, but
9,000 is generally the 9,000 rating is usually for the cooling, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah.
And the
But
11,000 would be the heat.
But
Now,
a
your
couple guys-
concrete pads, are they big enough now to put your other ones on, or you got to pour more
Good
pads?
patch.
I'm gonna have to extend them.
I got you. Okay.
Yeah, I'll have to extend them. There's always something.
Okay, they are a little louder than the Mr. Cool. They're 51 dBA.
They are, and there's
A little bit. That's not much.
and there's less speeds adjusted on it.
Yeah, it's high, medium, low instead of a continuously variable.
Yeah.
And
So
I think our outdoor units are like 40 dBA, 40 to 45 maybe. At least
Yeah.
on mine. I have a Gen 3, so.
So yeah, the outdoor unit is low, medium, high. The indoor is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and turbo.
Yeah. Well, I only have 1, 2, 3 turbo. Come on.
But
Auto.
yeah, so 5-year warranty on it as well.
Yeah,
so.
I see that. That's better than cool, isn't it? Well, actually,
What's the price of that unit, Mike? If you don't mind me asking.
So on
Just one of them.
it's on sale. I think I paid $11.89.
That ain't bad. No, that ain't bad at all.
Where'd you buy it from? Just straight from EG4?
Simply Solar.
Okay, you bought it. Yeah, because I'm on EG4 and they show it, but they don't have a price or a way to buy it.
Yeah.
You got to go to one of their dealers.
But it's a pretty good deal, and
Simply Solar, Signature. That's Signature Solar. Suntan Solar, Signature Solar. Oh, see, Simply Solar.
Or Signature Solar. I'm sorry.
Signature, okay,
Solar.
it was
Yeah.
the one I clicked on, which is there was Santan Solar, which I wouldn't buy from them, but they're trying to sell me that 12K hybrid for that's
So you had to order another inverter, right? For these.
No, because my existing power banks that I have in the shop right now, I'm just going to plug this right into these. So
Oh, okay. So they already got their own inverters, so you're good.
yeah. So
Oh,
the
that would
ones
be
that I'm
nice.
going to plug it into are probably going to be my what the hell? Which ones am I using? Brain fart. Anyway, the ones that I'm plugging it into, not my Jackeries, EcoFlows.
Okay, EcoFlows. Okay.
Did you buy your Jackeries, or did you get those sent to you?
Oh, I bought them.
No. You're not like some of these other YouTubers I see that have the Jackery 5000 that they didn't pay for most likely.
Well, I'm not big enough yet, but I paid $350 each for them because they were half price.
Oh my God, that's so cheap.
Yeah, I know. For 1,000 amp hours and 1,500 watts, and they're 25 pounds. They're light.
Ooh.
So, yeah, it would be cool to get some of the bigger stuff at some point.
You will. You keep doing what you're doing and growing and stuff like that, and they see you're a big damn proponent of that shit. You'll get it.
They got the plug and cool do it yourself for the 12,000 BTU. 1350 right now.
Let's say, does the Jackery even make a 5,000? I thought the biggest they make like 3,000 right now.
5,
They make a bigger one than that. They make a 5,000.
The 5,000 now. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Versions of the 5,000. I think they have two different types of it. They have one that's a like on wheels that's taller, and then one that's like a handle carry. I could be wrong about that, but
the funny thing is, Salty, is that you look at the price of some of these things, like the high-end Jackeries and some of the other ones, and
Yeah,
they
they're
just
expensive.
kill you on the batteries. And it's like you see people that get like a roll cart, and they put their own inverter on it. They put a couple batteries on it, and it's just as portable, and it's a lot cheaper.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah, it is.
So, Mike, they're 12K, which is $200 more. It's $13.49 instead of $11.49. Has a 28.5 SEER rating, so it's a little less. But that's not bad for a 12,000 BTU.
It's a good unit. It's a good unit.
I don't have the money right now. I need to fix the ones I have because I'm running 18 up and down. I've got a 36K, and it by itself works fine. It'd probably work a little bit better if I'd fix my doors, the garage doors. I need to buy those spring-loaded hinges for them so they push forward and seal a little bit better. I need to finish the last 3 spots of insulation, and I really, really do need to sheetrock the entire place just to help because sheetrock really helps.
Yeah.
Another thing I need to do is put a roof over the back where the AC units are, just to keep the water off that concrete so it doesn't come under my walls.
Oh yeah, we talked about that before. Yeah.
It doesn't need to be low; it needs to be high. So it doesn't interfere with the use of, because I have the one AC unit, the heat pump for the house. It blows up, not out. Yeah. Just need something to stop that, but I ain't got the time. I really need to build a covered porch over my back deck here too, over the patio on this end, half of it anyway, like 20 foot wide, 15 long, just to have a nice covered area to sit out under, but that's money and time and woodworking that I really suck at, building things. I want it to look nice. That's the problem. So I probably won't be able to do it myself because I want it to look nice.
Money is something that we all want, and time is something that none of us have.
That's right.
You got one or the other, never both.
Ain't that the truth? Well, it's funny because, when I was a young guy, I was working at Gateway Computers, and this one guy took my buddy Jeff out, and then myself out, and both of us worked at Gateway at that time, and took us out for a ride. In his classic car, and it was all built up, and it was super fast. And this guy's in his, mid 60s, and we're like, man, I wish I could have a car like that. But you want to know what? He'd probably wake up in the morning, man, I wish I was younger. It's
There's a trade-off.
there's a trade-off. We always
Yep.
want something else instead of what we have, because none of us realize what we have.
Well, that 60-year-old guy, he's finally at the point in his life to where he can actually enjoy all that stuff, but now he's up in age to where age is going to be a factor. That's the thing.
It's like a lot of my buddies back home in Illinois. They're like, "Yeah, Mike, it's cool that you moved south. One of these days I'll do that, and I'll get some land, and I'll do this, that, and the other." And I'm thinking to myself, "No, you won't. And if you do, you ain't gonna have the health to do shit."
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Because holy crap, is this a lot of work?
It is. You probably didn't realize it's going to be as much work as it is until you finally got there.
Yeah.
I knew it was going to be work, but I didn't realize the first 2-3 years was just constant.
Yeah.
Well, I've been here. What'll it be? 20. It'll be 3 years in February or March that I've lived in this house, and I'm still got stuff to do.
I'm
It's
moving
amazing.
to this one after 7, and I still got things I should have did in this house.
It's amazing, Mike. Your channel is largely a car channel, but you've been doing everything else but car work because since you've been there pretty much, because you built your house from ground up. You just took raw land, cut the trees down, and built the house shop, and now you're having to do everything else that goes along with all that stuff.
Now, if he actually gone down there and built the house himself and made videos on that, he'd be in a whole nother genre. He'd have had to start a new channel for that, because those kind of videos people love. Those building your own house videos, oh my God, the views I see on those kind of videos are just amazing.
It's because everybody wants to DIY their way, and they realize they can't afford it.
I will never build another house.
They don't have the tools they need to do it, because you need tools you don't generally have, and the know-how to do it. Yeah, they make it look good on TV or on YouTube because they know what they're doing. But then you see these guys trying to do it themselves, and they start failing, so they call in help. Yeah,
like I said, I will never build another house.
But
I've built 2 from the ground up, and I'll never do it again.
I do enjoy watching it, but I watched one video today which was kind of a sped up and a mishmash of a bunch of videos, and I looked over because I was like, these guys that for one, they made an AI image for the thumbnail, and it wasn't the people who actually did it, because they have their own YouTube channel. This YouTube channel took their videos and created a new video and put text at the bottom of what they were doing, and it was wrong about half of it. Like it's like their septic line, they're running around the house and they're dumping it into the pond. It wasn't their septic line, it's a French drain that was being run around the house to collect the groundwater around the house and the basement so it would drain it out.
Yeah, but some places and some counties and restrictions, that's illegal. You can't do that.
Yeah, this is in France. It's in Normandy, France, so yeah, they can.
No, I just said some places you can't do that. That's what I'm saying. I didn't say nothing about there. I said some places. Yeah, some places you can't drain a French drain into a pond.
It's their pond. They own the pond.
That's not what I'm
It's
saying.
on their land. And if it were on my land, I'd do it whether I was allowed or not. And I tell people, fuck off.
There's well, that's the thing.
You say you would.
Oh, I would.
But you
would.
You would until they told you to change it.
Nope.
Because once they tell you to change it, and if you don't, they will make you change it.
Well, that's the thing is like we're talking about that.
My land, fuck you.
So like you can't. Some places you can't run a French drain into a pond.
Yeah.
What the hell are retention ponds for? That's what they're for. So it's the dumbest shit in the world.
Yep.
I'm not saying it's not true that they don't do it and tell you can't. It's fucking
not.
ridiculous.
It's not like it's bad water. This is runoff rainwater.
It's
you know?
literally water from the earth. It was going there regardless. I just helped divert it there a little faster.
It's like in certain places. I think in like Salem, Oregon, you're not allowed to catch rainwater and use it. It's a fine if they catch
that's dumb.
It's a huge fine. And I'm like, it fell over my fucking house. It's my goddamn water. I'll use it how I want.
I'll
Yeah,
put it in a tank.
Water
Use it.
rights is a huge thing.
Oh,
It is. Hey, mineral rights on properties is a huge thing too.
In West
Because
Virginia,
a lot of people, like me and Nate were talking about it, though. There's a lot of people that will buy their property, but they have no idea about mineral rights on their own property. They won't negotiate anything about mineral rights in their property. They might own the property, but they won't never own the mineral rights. People can come in here and get the minerals off their property. Ain't shit they can do about it.
Yep.
Well, I
People
know
don't
You,
know
ha-
anybody.
you have to negotiate that shit in your thing when you buy it.
It's kind of like the right of way that's over the back of my yard that there's no way I can do anything about that because it's been there for so long.
But no, you can negotiate mineral rights into your deal. You just some people don't think
Even
enough
think
about
about
that, and when they buy their property, they don't think about the mineral rights. Say
I
you
didn't
got
think
oil,
about it.
yeah. When you got just say you buy this property, and you know what, they could be oil up under your property, but if you do not negotiate the mineral rights into your deed and into your deal, somebody else can come on your property and drill that
And
oil, and
those-
there's not a
and
damn thing
that's-
you can do about it, and you
Well-
get no money.
Well, here's the thing: is like where we're at in West Virginia, it's been natural gas and coal.
Oh yeah.
The mineral rights, the people have to actually own them. Like West Virginia, most people don't own that stuff anymore. That shit got sold off back in like the 20s. Believe it or not, like mine shows that there was never any mineral rights ever owned by anybody. That is on public record.
Yeah,
I
mineral
could
rights is a
find.
big thing, man.
Yeah, I tried to make sure I dealt with it with my place. My dad always negotiates it. I mean, it's a big thing in Pennsylvania now because it's becoming new because of the natural gas. But
Yep.
I mean, I always look for that stuff. That was the first thing I asked. Did the mineral
All
rights
I
come
know
with
is
it? And they said I wouldn't.
I really wish they would stop fucking fracking. They need to stop that fucking practice.
Did it stop it? That shit's fixing to bust wide open.
No, the problem is that shit.
That shit's fixing to bust wide open, dude.
Okay, everybody wants
It is
to talk
right,
about fucking climate change and bad things for the environment. Fracking is a bad thing for the humans. It's bad for anybody around it. It is bad for the earth. What they do is so bad. It needs to go away.
Well, I can tell you, it's fixing to bust wide open in this country. Because Trump already done said fracking, 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 and fracking, and more fracking. He's gonna frack his ass off.
Well,
Well,
I
what
think
we
Trump's
need to
wrong.
do is-
Personally, I think he's fucking wrong, and we shouldn't do it. I think it's gonna destroy a lot of land.
I
already
think we
has.
should just take over Greenland.
There you go.
Well, they're in the process of talking about buying it.
Grab it from Denmark.
Denmark don't need it.
Hey, and they're also talking about combining Canada and America and making it one country.
They don't want to be us.
Now,
No. The Canadian politicians have came to Trump, talking to Trump about combining Canada with the United States. It wasn't Trump going up there. They came to him because
would
that
be
guy,
bad.
that prime minister they got up there in Canada right now,
Trudeau.
whatever his fucking name is,
No.
they fucking absolutely hate that son of a bitch.
Yeah, they
So-
can vote him out though.
We don't want Canada to be part of the U.S.
We do not.
Well,
Reason being is that they are over 80% Democratic, and if you add them on as a state with voting ability,
yeah, they'll never be another Republican in office again.
bingo. unless
And they make
you
it start
turned it-
speaking French.
unless you turned it into a territory like Puerto Rico.
Virgin
Yeah.
Islands.
And that, you know what? And that could be a possibility.
Well, the Virgin Islands, here's a little history lesson from you. The Virgin Islands, we actually purchased from Denmark.
Yeah, but they're still just a territory.
And they're just a territory, but we've actually purchased from Denmark before. And then you guys all know Alaska was from Russia. And
They want it back now.
Well, they can get that. They ain't never
Oh, I
get
know.
Alaska was
They've
from
wanted it back
Russia?
for years.
Yeah,
They
we,
could-
we
they
bought
could-
For decades.
we bought Alaska from Russia. Yep.
How did Russia end up with a place like halfway around the world from them?
Believe it or not, if
It's
you
only
look on
50
your if you
it's
look on your
close.
map, it's not far at all from Russia.
It is. Maybe I'm
It's
just
not.
fucked up.
What,
Because
Alaska
really-
from Russia,
50
what?
miles,
It's 4
maybe?
miles?
A really good friend of mine used to when he was in the military during Vietnam. That's what he was. He was at the furthest point of Alaska that you could go, and United States had a military base there. And what he done was listen in on the like Morse codes and all that shit, that spy, and that's what his job was. And he said he could look right across the ocean and he could see the Russian dam.
Oh yeah, it's like
Probably.
Yeah, it is really close. I didn't realize that.
It's like
Yeah,
4 to
it's
8
really
miles
close.
away. It's the what is that? The Bering Strait?
I'm not exactly sure.
Is that what it's called?
I'm not exactly sure what that is, Pink.
It's not very far. It really isn't.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
He said they could look straight across and see Russia.
I
And,
can
you
go
know,
back.
you don't.
Alaska is further from the continental U.S. than it is from Russia.
Hell yes, it is.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you gotta look. We got a whole nother damn country in between us.
Oil, I'm
Canada
assuming, is the
between
only
us.
reason why we bought them.
What's that?
Why did we buy Alaska other than the
Golden
fact they have
oil.
oil?
Golden oil.
Strategic.
Actually, at the
Yeah,
time,
I think it was more strategic than it was for any kind of
it
damn
was
minerals.
strategic, and I think it was gold at first too, wasn't it?
To be honest
Strategic
with
would
you,
make
I don't
sense
know,
if
but
being so close, you could actually get
Yes.
to Russia really quick.
exactly. They could put their bombs and their missiles like right at fucking Russia's fucking front door.
But I don't know. I don't think they still own it. But Russia and Cuba used to be like almost the same country. You know,
Yeah, I
during
mean,
the
hell,
crisis.
you remember we took over damn Puerto Rico too, but it's still damn a territory for us.
Puerto Rico. They're actually there's been talks in the last couple of years about turning that into a state.
I hope they do, because the people that are there don't pay taxes. A lot
No,
of
I know.
people that
They do.
are-
They would start paying taxes.
yeah, but those people don't want to pay taxes. A lot
I
of
know they don't.
a lot of moguls move there, and
Well, you got to look at. There's a lot of poor people that live there too that actually really can't afford to pay fucking taxes.
Well,
The Democratic area, again.
yeah, it'd be
I mean,
nice.
seriously. I mean, there's a lot of poor people in Puerto Rico, dude. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. The tourist areas and all that stuff are really beautiful, and you see lots of money and big houses. But the majority of that damn country, dude, there's a lot of poor people that live in that country.
Dude, it
there's
keeps
a lot of
getting
poor
hit by
people in
natural
Alabama too.
disasters.
So
Yeah, natural
I mean,
disasters keep on hitting it.
I was surprised today when I bought the oil filter and the air filter for my truck. I took the damn back of took the air filter out of the box, and that somebody said, made in Mexico. I was like, well, check this out. At least this motherfucker wasn't made in Taiwan or China. I was like, that's pretty cool.
what brand did you buy? Adelco?
Hold on. No, CarQuest.
Oh, CarQuest brand. Yeah, that'd be Mexico.
Yeah, then I bought a AC Delco oil filter. I don't care about the air filter. I change them like
Their
every.
filters are made by
yeah.
the same people that make a lot of the is it Wix?
That's the filter. The oil filter I took off my truck was a Wix, and I put AC Delco on it.
Yeah, Delco's fine. I use Motorcraft for the most part on mine.
Well, remember, I got a Chevrolet truck, so.
I know, that's
But
why
the
you-
truck don't know it's a Motorcraft oil filter, so.
Yeah, my truck don't know, but I just buy them because they're usually fairly cheap, and I know they're decent. They might not be the best, but they're decent enough, and it's what it's covered under the warranty.
Yeah, my
Normally
oil
whenever-
filter wasn't bad. I thought it was gonna be more. Hell, it was only like $9 or something. So I was like, shit, that ain't bad. Hell, my
Yeah.
air filter was twice the damn price of my damn oil filter was.
I still have an oil filter for the F450. Damn it, it's sitting. I've I've got filters because I always buy a couple when they're on sale, and I'll buy them, and I change the oil in it, and I used one, but I still have another one. Damn it!
I cussed my brother out today.
I don't own. I need to make sure I get rid of them. But a lot of times I'll I'll Sharpie mark on them so I know what vehicle they're for, and then I look and go, oh damn it.
You know,
I cussed my. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Nick.
I was just gonna say, like, I pay so little attention to things sometimes. I bought a K&N for that 351 I had and that 94. And 3 months later, I was like, I need to order a filter. I ordered a K&N. I want to change it. I went, shit, I already put one of these in. I still have that filter on the shelf. I sold the truck 2 years ago.
Yeah. See, I sold the truck a
Shit.
year ago now. I got rid of my truck a year ago now.
I tried to give them my buddies. They're like, why do we want one of those? And my buddy
Yeah,
just got
exactly.
351. He was like, why do I want one of them fucking things? I'm like, why? Because you can wash it and clean it and not actually like deal with it, and not have to replace the filter all the time.
I actually prefer the paper filters anymore. I'm so over doing the cleaning and re-oiling.
Yeah, I mean, plus the paper
And
filters are
most
so
paper
much fucking
filters
cheaper.
Flow better.
You know.
Most paper filters will flow better and catch more fucking debris.
Yeah, like I said, they're just so much cheaper. I mean, like I said, I spent $17 or something on the fucking air filter. I'm like, you know what? I won't change it again for another year. So I'll just buy another one another year from now. So it ain't no big deal to me.
Now, like on the Mustang does have an oil filter on it, but it's part of the Cobra Jet intake, which will go
I hope
away.
it's got an oil filter. If not, what is
Oiled filter.
Oiled air filter.
Yeah.
Reusable.
Okay.
Is what he
Yeah,
meant.
just
I
saying.
knew what he meant.
Yeah, me too. I just
Yeah.
fucking busted his balls.
It's the Cobra Jet intake.
Hey Nate, I
But if I
found
get
one.
rid of that Whipple, that goes away too because I don't need it.
Hey Nate, I found one K&N filter, and I was just laying as a shelf as I was getting ready to move and stuff, and I'm looking at this damn thing. I'm like, I don't know what vehicle this came out of. And
Oh, I've been there. I've been there. Yep, I've been there.
I ended up.
I normally send all that stuff with a vehicle when I send it. Like I got filters and stuff. I throw it in the truck when I sell it or
I
car
usually
or whatever.
do too.
I'm like,
I
here you
didn't do
go.
it when I sold the F450, I didn't get everything in it because I missed the oil filter. That was it. I just missed the oil filter.
That air filter, I might have thrown it away finally recently because I actually just packed this garage and I didn't run back into it. So maybe I finally threw it away. But I still had it on the shelf. I had an extra K&N, which you'll never replace a K&N to begin with. So I had two. And I think I finally threw it away recently because actually, now that I think about it, it was not on my shelf when I pulled everything down the other day. But like I was like, this is dumb. I hate saving this stuff. My dad got filters at his house for a truck he hasn't had in 8 years. And he didn't even he bought a Motorcraft fuel filter for a 7.3 diesel, but you have to have the Motorcraft cap to put it in, screw it into the sediment bowl.
Yeah.
Yep.
It doesn't. He never had the cap, so he bought like the AutoZone one and threw away the Motorcraft cap. So he actually had two of those still sitting on the shelf today. I was like, you couldn't even use them when you had the truck. Why are they still on the shelf?
Yeah.
He was like, well, you can use them. I was like, I will use them because I will go buy a Motorcraft cap and I put Motorcraft fuel filters in my truck. All my buddies have all tried to get me to rip that stupid fuel bowl out and put a electric fuel system on it with screw on like Baldwin or Wix filters on it. I'm like, no, my truck's fine. The mechanical pump works great. You
That's
turn
right.
the key, you let it glow, and you go rah, 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 bah, bah,
Yep.
bah, 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 and it starts and runs. I don't piss around with this bullshit you guys always play with, but fucking pissing around with your trucks all the time. I'm starting mine
Look.
driving it.
Look, it's got a light on the dash. When you turn the damn switch on, when the light goes off, you can crank your vehicle. It don't take long. It don't take long for the light to go out.
Even when it's below freezing, it doesn't take that long for glow
No.
plugs.
Them
And
son of
that's the
bitches, they warm up fucking like crazy, man. They warm
And
up really fast.
And with this truck, I didn't know. Kevin told us this. A guy who's a diesel mechanic. He actually owns his own shop. He only works on big trucks. He actually said, these 7.3s. He said when that wait to start light goes out, your glow plugs don't turn off. Those glow plugs are on for 2 minutes by the computer.
Yep.
They said because when the light would go out, we'd always turn the key back and turn it back forward. We'd always glow it a couple times on like 0-degree days. He's like, you don't have to do that. Just let it sit there. Let it sit there 30 minutes, 30 seconds, a minute. It's 2 minutes before they turn off by the computer.
Off.
I was like, oh, okay, cool. That works.
This,
now we know that.
I mean, it's like today, I cussed my brother out today because I was laying up under the truck and I said, hey, man, hand me that oil filter Rich over there on the toolbox. And I was at his house changing my oil. And he brings me this set of fucking channel locks. This oil filter pair of channel locks.
Yeah.
Man, I went to use those motherfuckers and I throwed them at him. I said, don't bring me. I said, give me the old fucking old raggedy ass fucking oil filter wrench. I
You
wrote
know
it.
what
He goes,
you know what I
well,
use for an oil
he said,
filter?
them are nice. I'm like, no. I said, give me the old one. I don't want to use that fucking shit you got.
I like what I have, which is it's basically a strap with a
The belt.
metal
Yeah,
bar.
the belt. Yeah.
And I stick my half-inch ratchet in it, start turning it, it tightens up, and it'll do any size oil filter basically.
You wouldn't have done that. You wouldn't have done that to this Colorado. I guarantee you that.
I don't
'Cause
know.
there ain't no room to get that motherfucker in there.
Yeah, there's that problem.
There's
I
no
probably
room.
could get it in there because this one's fairly small. And
I'm telling you, man, this thing is a forward facing
Yeah.
oil filter, and
same on that
and
one.
right in front of the son bitch, the racket pinion steering, the fucking everything is like right there. The
That
freaking
I
damn
could do. That I could
everything
get
is in the way.
there, and if I couldn't get it in there without using it, I'd get a wobble in there and be able
Oh
to do
shit! I just use an old fashioned damn old slinky goddamn oil filter wrench. It
The
works just
only-
fine.
it. If you can get that one in there, I could get mine in there.
There now, like mine, my dad. I never knew what an oil filter wrench was. I had never seen the old
Well, there's
band
different
ones.
types.
I have never seen the channel lock ones. I have those both now.
I
never
don't
knew-
have the channel lock ones anymore. I used to.
Those are the only I had only ever knew the belt because my dad brought one home from American Airlines, and that's what I used my entire life. This
Those belts are
7.3, they have a 1 quart filter on them, oil filter. It is so close to the oil pan, a fucking band won't make it by. You have to use that belt because it's got to have a smush to it. That's how close it is to the oil
Yeah,
pan.
yeah.
That's the only reason why we had it. I never used anything else. My dad never owned anything else.
Those belt ones, mine's not a belt so much. It's a newer style, so it's a cloth belt, basically a cloth.
It looks like a seat belt. It's what ours looks like.
So yours is the older style, and I've used those before. Mine looks more like a strap. It looks more like strap material, but it's thin.
Okay.
It's like a half inch of like yellow strap material.
Yeah,
And
this
it
is a half inch
connects
that looks
to the
like
thing.
seat belt.
And you turn it, and you hook your ratchet into it, and you just start ratcheting it, and it works great. I mean, there's none of the vehicles I have I not been able to use it. And
That's the only filter wrench I have had that when a
Love that
filter
thing.
won't come off, I go home, grab
I
it.
still have
like
some of
my
the old, the old ones that fit on the end of certain filters, but man, those things slip so easy. And I have different sizes of them, but they don't always work.
That's why you're talking about the old metal ones, the slinky
Yeah, the
kind.
metal ones that go on the end.
Oh yeah, I love that. That's the only kind I like.
I have a couple of those for different sizes, but right now I have one that fits one oil filter. I have none of the other ones because they're all such different sizes now.
Yeah. It's because I got a bigger one and a
And I
smaller
have
one.
have the old metal band one that
Mhm.
I use on my old trucks. They work great for
Yep.
those. It doesn't work on anything I own now, but I still have it.
Yeah, I mean, I love the old ones. I mean, it's just what I've always used, man, and I'm comfortable using them.
I have multiple different things. And yet I do have the crescent wrench style things that aren't really crescent wrenches, but I know what you're saying. Adjustable wrench. It's got the weird long jaws on it. I have one. I think I still have one of those, but God, I hated that son of a bitch and I never used it. So I may not still have it.
Yeah, my brother, he gave me a pair of channel locks ones today. And I told him, I said, man, why do you give me these? I said, fuck these raggedy son bitches. I said, these are only made when you got plenty of room and you can turn in some bitches. And that's what, yeah, I can see where they would be good for that. But when you're in a tight little space trying to work, ain't worth shit.
You don't have any space to work like the Mustang.
No, there's so much shit on these cars today, man. There's hardly any room to get anything in there
It's
anymore.
hard to get to the one in the Mustang. It was the easiest one I had to do was the one on the F450. My God, that one was right there. It was so easy to get to. The one on the F150 sticks out straight, so it's making a mess. But
Yeah,
it has channels that bleed off, but I didn't realize it had two channels, one to the back and one to the front. Why they did that, I don't know. They should have just made it go one way, but they didn't. And so
see, I can't stand the ones that comes out straight like that. I like the one that comes in, screws in from the bottom, because I've always filled my oil filter halfway full of oil and then put it on. That's just what I've always done.
you can't do that.
And
So
you can't do that shit when they're fucking forward facing. I mean, you put oil in it, somebody's gonna pour right back out, make a mess.
focus is easy. It's in the front, sticks down the front. I fill that one up. It's completely full when I put it on.
Is it me? Let me ask you. Is there an engineer? Is the engineers at Ford for all these years been like, you know what? we're going to screw the mechanics just because we want to have a laugh. And they put
I
the
don't
oil
think they
filter.
do
I don't
that on
care how
purpose.
much shit
Dude, I
is
think they're
around
in
it. That
cahoots.
goddamn thing
I don't know if they
will
do
run
that on
oil down
purpose
every cross
or if
member
they do
everywhere.
it because it's funny.
Dude, I actually think they're in cahoots with the mechanics so they can charge more at dealership when you drop your fucking car off for an oil change.
No, that's not true because they undervalue a lot of the time for that shit. And the mechanics are like, what? This is only a 1 hour job. It's going to take me 3 hours to do it.
It's
Yeah,
not even
I know.
replacement.
And the
It's
dealership loves that shit when they have to charge more hours. They making more money.
I mean, think about it. Any Ford vehicle you've changed oil on, please name me one that the oil hasn't slobbered down out of the hole and gone down every cross member and every nook and cranny and ran out across the whole width of the damn
The
vehicle.
Focus ST.
That's what happened to me
We
today.
got one.
That's what happened to me today on this damn Colorado, dude. I took it forward facing.
Focus
I
ST
took it
is
off.
the only one I have that I can do a clean oil change on.
Nah,
The
not this
only
damn
one-
Colorado, dude. The oil poured all over the fucking
Right,
front damn
exactly.
radiator cross member, the fucking stupid
I'm able to
damn
do the Mustang
back pinion
cleanly.
steering.
I can do the Mustang cleanly if I take my time and I use a bag around the oil filter.
Mine drop. Mine's the
I still get.
S197. They
I
figured
can do
out
it clean to where it doesn't get on the concrete. It's going to get on the cross member.
Oh
It's gonna
yeah,
get
it
on
slobbers
that.
down every cross
But
member.
I usually put paper towels on it to catch it.
Shit, I just used a half a
worried.
damn can of brake clean today to clean all that shit off so I wouldn't have to go down the road smelling burn ass fucking oil. I hate that shit.
I put I'll take my Scott towels and I'll put them in the spots I know where oil's going to drip, and there's like a wire and a connector that it's always going to drip on. I always cover that with like 2 Scott paper towels, and I take it off and it drips on that, and then the paper towel catches it all, and I put the new one in and it's clean and I'm done.
This
This is actually the first time I ever done the oil change on this truck. Usually I take it down to my cousin's and he puts it up on his rack and does it.
In the ass. The F-150 gets one sick and straight out the front, and I'm like, why did they do this? It's the same Coyote engine the Mustang has, but they used a relocation for the oil filter so it sticks out the front. And I'm like, why did they do that?
How does the one on your 4.6 on your truck work, Mike?
Huh?
I was asking Mike, how does the one on the 4.6 in his truck work? Is it a straight down oil filter, or does it come out like side or front or whatever?
Oh,
I think they're mounted in the front, if I remember correctly, on the driver's side.
4.6. I don't remember.
I haven't done an oil change on my truck yet.
No?
Damn, you've had it this long and you ain't put 3,000 miles on it yet?
No.
Huh?
Damn.
He drives
I might
his RX-8. Man.
He don't drive that damn thing much. Because I promise you, it would already have 3,000 miles, especially many times you've had to go buy shit here and there and here and there. I figured you already had 3,000 miles on it.
It might be time for an oil change.
Even with all the problems I've had with my F-150, it's got 3,000 miles on it since I bought it.
I was finna say, didn't you go to a long ways away to get the damn seat for your Mazda? And didn't you go a good little ride to get the damn solar panels? You mean tell me you ain't put 3,000 miles on that truck yet?
Good little way to get the lift and then going to the garbage up once a week. And
that's what I'm saying. You mean tell me you ain't put 3,000 miles on that truck yet?
I might have 3,500.
And then you remember, didn't you go to Kentucky and buy it? So, I mean, that was some miles back to where you live when you bought it.
Not too many.
Well, it
couple hundred.
Well, it ain't around the damn corner.
It's got a few miles. Good reminder.
But it's like a 5,000 mile oil change on that, isn't it?
I can't remember on the 4.6s. I've never owned one, so I can't remember.
3.
Is it
That's
3?
me. I'm dead. I'm dead on 3. I don't give a shit what I own.
Let's do full synthetic, then I do 5.
I do full synthetic on all mine, so I go like 3 to 5. Now on the Mustang and the Focus, it was 3,000. It didn't matter. Sometimes it was 1,000 or even less than that, because if I take you down the track two days at the track, it's getting an oil change.
Yep.
Yeah, like my little truck here, it takes full synthetic, but at 3,000 miles, I'm gonna change.
This is why I have decided that I am gonna get rid of a lot of I'm probably gonna get rid of some of my tires and wheels. I'm gonna get rid of the Whipple. I'm gonna go back to it's stock plus because it's got the 18 intake and it's gonna have the old tune back on it. It's gonna have the long tube headers, which did actually give it a little power. I'm gonna go to a lesser clutch, but I'm gonna keep that stage 3 transmission I have. I'm gonna probably change the subframe in the rear back to the stock one with stock bushings to make it smoother and not make so much goddamn noise. I'm gonna make it back into a daily driver Mustang.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. I think that's a
I love
great
that.
idea.
I love that power, but I can't afford to do the track stuff anymore. I just can't afford it. It's expensive. Even here where it's cheap to actually run at the track, and I may still run it at the track. It's just I ran it at the track stock for so many years, and it was fun. But I bracket raced. They don't do bracket racing here, so. And bracket racing for a stick shift is way harder than it is for goddamn automatic.
I bracket raced the stick shift for years.
I know, but it is harder than it is for an automatic.
Oh, you wear out a clutch a hell of a lot faster. Trust me, I know. I put a lot of them in Fox Body Mustangs. Believe me.
But I'll be fine doing testing tunes with it, maybe having some fun with it. But once I get it running again, but I just can't afford doing what I've been doing for the last couple of years. I
This
want
next-
to just running again.
Tell us how much they gonna charge you for your back tags when you buy it, if they do that in Alabama. Because you said you took the insurance and all that shit off of it. You hadn't bought a tag. Yeah, you hadn't bought a tag for it in a couple of years.
It'll be 2 years, so it'll be like $150.
Yeah, that won't be too bad.
No, car's not worth that much. It's really not. Its blue book value is not that high. Its real value shouldn't be that high because it's got some damage. It's got basic body damage that needs to be fixed.
Oh,
Love
they ain't
to
gonna
have
they ain't
money.
gonna look at none of that when you go to them.
I know they
tag
won't.
them.
They look at the NADA value. The NADA, I think, is what they go by. So,
Dude, I tried to get a damn handicap tag for my mom's car this year because normally she's had that little handicap thing we just hang on the rearview mirror
ones
every
we
year.
have.
So I decided, I said, well, I'm gonna go ahead and go get her a handicap tag this year. That way we don't gotta do this anymore. $120 later, I bought one and hung on the fucking rearview mirror.
Really?
Yeah, that's what they wanted to charge me for that handicap tag was $120. I'm like, nah, it ain't happening.
I think that's kind of bullshit. It really is. It should, but it's a one-time charge.
Yeah, but still, I wasn't gonna pay it. I was too fucking cheap.
Yeah, I get it. My wife has the tags in the Mustang and the Edge, and you know how often I've used that tag?
I use that motherfucker every time I go to the store.
I've only ever used it when my wife's in the car and wants to.
Bullshit, I use that motherfucker every time I drive that
I
car.
do not because I can walk and I'm not taking up a handicap spot that somebody else.
I can too, but I walk less.
Yeah, I don't.
Now, I'm not the dude that gets in there and gets the fucking scooter when I get in the store, but I will use the fucking handicap parking spot.
That handicap parking spot is in her name. It's not in my name. It doesn't say I can use it legally. If I get caught using it, I can get fined for it. If it's not
Yeah,
your
but do you
name,
know?
it's legal to
Do
use.
you know this? The local police officer cannot pull up there and give you a ticket for that.
They can't.
You know what?
Not about that.
Not say if you're parked in Walmart or Target or
It's
something
a
like that.
question.
They cannot just literally just pull up there and see that you're parked there and you get out the car and you walk perfect. They cannot give you a ticket.
No, but if they were to look at that ticket and run the number that's on it, and they could
Still
see
don't matter. It still don't matter. They cannot give you a ticket
if-
for that. No, they
if it
cannot.
comes up with a female's name and I'm not a female, they
Still
can
can't give you a
actually
ticket.
question me
Still
if
can't give you a ticket. Still can't give you a ticket.
legally,
Still can't
they
give you a ticket.
question-
No, they
Yes,
cannot.
They can.
That's no,
can-
because that is private property. No, it is private property. They cannot give you a
No,
ticket
that
for
is
that.
not true because most Walmarts and all that have these things shops to where that private property isn't private.
Well, I tell you what,
Know that?
ask one of your local police officers, and they will agree with me and not you. I promise you that.
I doubt it, but it's okay.
Ask one of you. Just when you see a local police officer, just ask him that question. He'll tell you. Unless we are called by the business or whatever, we cannot just roll up on you and give you a ticket.
Well, it depends on the state, though. It really does. I actually don't know in this state. I know in Washington they could. In Washington they could all day long. In fact, I got tickets for parking in a handicapped spot in an apartment building, private property. It was a handicapped spot because the apartment I lived in was the handicap apartment, and those spots were my assigned parking spots. I got ticketed. My wife got ticketed. We went to court. The managers wouldn't come to court with us. We both had to pay the fines. When I got back that day, I went and knocked those damn handicap signs down. I'm like, I'm not gonna do this again since you guys won't protect us.
Damn, I'm surprised they didn't fine you for those damn signs you knocked down.
They did not. I didn't break them. I just knocked them down. I took them down. I didn't break them.
I took a few of them down, but it was unwillingly. That was the days I was lucky I didn't get a DUI. But it wasn't a handicap. It was speed limit signs.
These can't be here because if you guys are because they had an agreement with the cops where the cops come and patrol all the time, and Walmart did it. Every store does it in that area in Washington. They did, and you could do it. The cops have full rights everywhere, basically. And so I just like, and that's what I remember. And that fucking shit pissed me off because I was broke as shit at the time, and we both got $240 tickets. This is when I was married to my first wife, and we had a baby, living in an apartment we could barely afford. You know, it was
the last speeding ticket I got. I still remember it. It's been over 20 years ago, but the last speeding ticket I got one in the fucking school zone.
Oh.
And it was 100% my fault, and I was not paying attention to what I was doing. I was looking at a map, trying to find my way around to this house. I was going to look at buying a car.
Map, you say? You're talking Google on the phone, right?
No. Hard map, fucking map.
I had atlases in my cars.
Yeah, I was looking at a map, but I was trying to find the fucking street that I was looking for, and it was my own fault, and I wasn't paying attention. And I got that ticket and I paid it. And I said, buddy, I won't never get another one of these again. And so far, knock on wood, ain't none out here but my fucking hard ass head. But I ain't never got another speeding ticket since then.
So if you look on the screen there, I don't know if you're looking. Barbecue Mike said in Michigan they can, talking about with the cops.
Yeah, here in Georgia they don't do it. They won't.
That's
you
Georgia.
got to worry about it here.
They can actually, if they come to an agreement, or say a Walmart were to go to the local cops, the city cops, and say, hey, you can patrol our parking lot if you want all the time, blah blah blah. They can. That overrides everything.
What am I looking at on the screen?
Yeah, there you go. Because it's a public parking lot, even though Walmart owns it and it's private land, it's a public parking lot, which allows them to do it.
What am I looking at on the screen? You told me to look at the screen.
Oh, I had
the comments
this up there.
Oh, okay. Because I've never had it on chat, man. My phone's sitting on my table outside, and my hands are tucked in my pocket because it's colder than motherfucker.
I told you exactly. I told you exactly what it said. It's fine. And then he said it's because it's public. Because yes, a Walmart parking lot is owned by Walmart, but it is public land in a sense because the public can go there. The cops are allowed to be there without being told by Walmart.
Trust me, there's a few Walmarts around here I wouldn't go to unless the public police were there.
Yeah, exactly. I know how you feel.
I'm telling you, I ain't brave enough to go into some bitch if there ain't no cops around.
I miss Fred Meyer, which was our like in Washington where we lived. We had Walmart, and Walmart was further away too, and was a little bit cheaper on things. But goddamn, Fred Meyer was so much better and had better selection, and was basically a Kroger for the grocery side of it.
Mm.
So I loved going to Fred Meyer, and it was just like
I've heard y'all talk about those stores. I've never seen one.
Well, Fred Meyer, you're talking about Myers?
So they got Meyer up north. Fred Meyer is in Oregon and Washington. I don't know if it's anywhere else.
Yeah, because I've never heard of it. I've never even heard of a Myers until
Myers
Funky and
Myers is, I think, out Midwest. Like I know they're in Ohio. They're in Ohio too.
I've been to them. I've been to them in Ohio and Michigan, and I've been to Lowe's groceries in is that Michigan too? Yeah, Michigan has Lowe's groceries, which I thought at first it was a Lowe's, but it was a grocery store. But the Myers is fucking awesome. I love those places.
I've never even heard of Lowe's grocery store before. Only Lowe's I know of is the fucking home improvement store.
Family, but like the dad and the mom kind of thing, you know. Like when the family split or something, because they're not affiliated, but I think it's the same family.
Oh, let me ask you something. When's the last time any of you guys have eaten at Burger King?
Gosh, it's been a couple months. I love Burger King though. It's my
Dude,
favorite.
I stopped by there today on my way to my brother's house to get me a damn burger. Man, I tell you what, that was the worst motherfucking hamburger I think I've eaten in years. That son of a bitch was fucking shit.
It really does. And the workers nowadays, trying to find decent workers is fucking shit. The last time I went to our Burger King, the wait was pretty long because they had two people working and there were like 4 people in front of me ordering big stuff, and they apologized. They were super nice, but my God, my burger was perfect when I got it. I got a double Whopper with cheese, and it was freaking perfect.
Dude, all I got was the equivalent to McDonald's, the Happy Meal thing. That's all
Yeah,
I got. Was
yeah,
one of the
you
little
got that
kid meals.
Like the biggie
I just-
box or whatever.
Yeah, I just got the little kid meals. No, the kid meal come with a little toy in the box. That's
Yeah,
all I got. And
those aren't good for me.
well, see, I didn't want to eat much because
I like
we
the
were
Whopper.
cooking.
I don't
We were
like
doing the
like a
southern.
Whopper or a junior
Yeah.
Whopper with fries, and that's it.
Yeah, we were doing the the New Year's dinner here at the house. The black eyed peas, the collard greens, cornbread, all the shit you normally eat on
Did you have
New Year's
corned-
Day. Huh?
Do you have corned beef?
No, we don't do that down here.
Why not? That's
We-
the New Year's deal is, and I
That's just from where you from. That ain't where we from.
North Carolina.
Yeah, we don't do the corned beef thing. Never have.
Way
I've never even
before
heard of it.
U.S.
Yeah, I've never heard of doing the corned beef on
Black-eyed
New Year's Eve.
peas- Corned beef and black-eyed peas is a traditional New Year's dinner. Would be for today, not yesterday.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I went today. My mom
yeah,
was
so
doing all the
it-
cooking here today at the house.
So I did for years. Did the black-eyed peas, corned beef, and whatever else we had. Corn. Sometimes we have cornbread with it and stuff. But
Oh, there's always cornbread.
it was always black-eyed peas and corned beef, and I love corned beef. So
Yeah, we always do black eyed peas, collard greens, candy yams, corn on the cob,
Yeah,
cornbread. Your typical Southern meal. But I've never heard of corned beef before. That's the first
What
time I've
meat
ever heard
do
that.
you do?
We don't do no meat, none
No
at all.
meat. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
no
weird.
meat at all.
That's weird.
Yeah, no meat at all.
I mean,
Just
it
vegetables.
sounds great, but I need like a prime rib or something in there. Come on.
My
Nah,
buddy
we're-
just did prime rib today. He said it was fantastic. I had it last year. Oh my god! I
So
sat on
when
his couch like
when
a
we
fat
went
kid.
to our Christmas dinner, we didn't have prime rib. We had ribeye roast, and oh my god, it was so freaking good. It was Carolyn fucking spiced it perfect, and I got my pieces before she cooked it to where everybody else wanted it. I cut them off because we told her it was done, because for me and my sister it was done at Rare. But everybody else wanted a little bit more done.
That motherfucker would have had to die some more before I ate it.
No. So we put it back.
He wasn't dead
cut our
enough.
pieces off and put it back in for everybody else and cooked it to 135. And
Rare. Ooh,
and that it was not. It was a little dark actually at that.
man, there's only one thing I eat rare, and that's pussy. That's it. Nothing
But
else.
it was so good. Even when I reheated it, like because I brought from home, when I reheated it the next day, I microwaved it and it made it all brown. It still tasted like it was like medium rare. It was so good. And the flavoring, it was just perfectly flavored. I haven't had a ribeye roast in a long time.
Salty.
If I buy a ribeye
Yes,
roast,
sir.
slice it up and turn it into steaks and just cook it like a steak. Because
If you eat your pussy rare, you're chowing down on it on the wrong time of the month.
Yeah, you ain't lying. I was thinking about that after I said it, but I was
I
hoping
thought that,
nobody
I'm
would
like,
catch it.
I
I was hoping nobody was going to catch that shit. I was hoping nobody was going to catch it.
Really think about that there for a moment.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. I was like, you know what? That don't sound good. But I kept my mouth shut because Pete kept talking. I was like, oh, nobody don't catch this shit.
And Mike, just so we know, I am Irish. I'm like 70% Irish, I think. And yes, corned beef is an Irish meal, and it's a holiday tradition. It's corned beef, which is funny. Is my mom was Irish, my dad was Irish. My mom was also, I think, German too, Irish German. But her just growing up in West Virginia, that's where both my parents grew up. It was basically the Irish traditions because that's what a lot of was around there, and including our family. Irish and Scottish and German. It's
Same
like
as me.
mix. So corned beef was definitely a New Year's tradition. It was corned beef, black-eyed peas. God, I can't remember what else we used to have with it. But if we had cornbread, I was happy because I love cornbread. Always have. But we'd have a dry cornbread, which is not quite the same as a southern cornbread. It's more flat and dry, and it's not as good. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know if you've had. It's.
I know what you're talking about.
When I say dry, I don't mean that it's dry, and it's just it's like a flat cornbread. It's not it doesn't rise. It doesn't get as thick. It doesn't have that sweet flavor to it at all. It's a dry cornbread. And
Ours don't have a sweet flavor to it either.
Corned beef, corned
Yeah.
beef, but it's not.
Yeah, ours don't have a sweet flavor either. We don't put sugar in our cornbread.
When I say sweet, I'm talking the sweetness from the corn, not sugar. I don't like.
Oh,
adding
okay.
sugar to my cornbread.
Because there's a lot of people who put sugar in their cornbread. I'm like, fuck, dude, y'all fucked it up. That's wrong.
That's what Jiffy Mix is fucking
Yeah.
sweet cornbread.
Yeah, but that ain't cornbread. I don't give a damn what nobody says. That ain't cornbread.
I agree. I think it's Jiffy, and I like it for what it is.
Yeah. But there's a lot of people that call it cornbread. I'm like, sorry, that ain't
Well,
cornbread.
that's because that's what it says.
The northern people, that's basically all they know is fucking Jiffy.
Yeah, so
It's like ask Sublime. Sublime's like, I love Jiffy.
my mom didn't have time to do all the homemade cooking because she worked when she was single, and she worked even when she got remarried. So a lot of times Jiffy was what we got. We didn't get my grandma's cornbread, which is what I loved, because my grandma made it in the cast iron skillet and in the oven, and it was so good. And she'd make it, and she'd put the corn in the cornbread. And sometimes she'd throw the peppers in to make it a little Mexican cornbread, but it was never spicy because they couldn't handle spice at all. But as a kid, it was spicy. You know, it had a little different taste. But nowadays, I'll throw jalapenos in cornbread and be so happy with it because it's just good. But yeah, the only way to make cornbread is in cast iron. If anybody differs from that, they're wrong. I don't have cast iron, so I cannot make cornbread at my house. But yeah, I don't
Love me some cornbread, brother. I'm a cornbread eating motherfucker.
There was something else. So it was corned beef and black-eyed peas, and there was something else you had to have for the traditional good luck New Year's dinner.
Yeah, the greens. You had to have greens. That's the good look. Your luck. You got to have a green.
I don't remember what the green was. That's what I can't remember.
It's either going to be turnip greens, collard greens, or mustard greens. It's going to be one of those three.
Most likely, it was actually a lot of times it may have been dandelion greens.
Dandelion greens? I had never heard of that a day in my life.
Oh,
It's
God,
supposed to be good for you.
they're actually greens. They really do. They're a lot.
I'm not going to sit here and say they're not good for you, but I have never heard of that a day in my life.
The dandelion greens taste a lot like collard greens, I think. But you know, any greens I had, I always covered with salt and vinegar. Come on, that's the way I ate them, with salt and vinegar.
We done collard greens. That's what we normally do on
I
New
love
Year's.
collard greens. I have
Oh
mustard.
yeah, me too.
I'm iffy on mustard greens, but collard greens and turnip greens all day long. You know,
Yes, sir.
that is something I haven't had in a long time. Is turnips, like a cooked turnip, or even just a raw. I haven't had a turnip in forever. Jiffy is Johnny Cake Mix. Okay, well, most of the time I see Jiffy, it says Jiffy cornbread on it, or corn cakes, or corn whatever. But it says
They
cornbread.
can call that motherfucker whatever they want to call it, but it
It's
ain't cornbread.
Jiffy. I just call it Jiffy.
Yeah, that's it. It's just
And I
Jiffy.
use it.
It ain't
I'm not gonna
cornbread.
say I don't. I've used it, and it's great for certain things. It's just not cornbread.
It's not good. It's not worth a damn for beans, at least in my opinion.
It is not worth. It's not worth salt for beans. And I
No.
want some beans and cornbread. I need some fresh onion to go in it too.
Let me see if my mom's put our cornbread away. I don't know if she's put it up yet or not.
Mm.
Let me see. I'll take a picture of what real Southern cornbread is supposed to
You
look like.
guys are making me hungry because I wasn't happy with my dinner tonight.
I'm
because
so glad I ate dinner.
I tried.
I'm
To,
not
I did eat
hungry.
dinner too before I started this, but we had a chicken with one of those simmer sauces, but it was a new one I was trying, and I didn't like it. And I wish it had been one
That
of the other ones
sucks.
I'm used to.
That's real fucking
Oh
cornbread.
yeah,
right
there you go. That's cornbread. That's
That's
definitely
real cornbread.
Yeah.
That ain't no fake. That's homemade right there.
Well, that looks good. Can you push a piece through the camera to me? I mean, can you just hand me a piece? Wouldn't that be awesome? You make that in a cast iron skillet? Salty?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
There he is.
There he is. I said,
Yeah, I touched my damn screen. Sorry about
was
that.
that in a cast iron skillet?
Always. That's the only way to cook it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like my grandma had the ones that were shaped like had the cast iron that were shaped like so half the bottom half would look like a corn cob. She had those. Oh, hello, Mr. Mach 1. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. What's going on, guys?
What's up there, Mr. Gary? How you doing, sir?
Hey, Gary.
I am
Living the dream.
freaking great, man.
Gary knows what a Meyer is.
What'd you buy?
What I buy.
Yeah,
You said
check-
you're doing great, like you bought something.
Yeah, you say usually that's what you sound like when you just bought something.
I did buy that 4-wheeler.
Did you? Yeah. You,
Oh, okay. We ain't heard from you in a bit. We figured you might have slipped off, bought a Bronco or early Ford truck or something like that.
Let me tell you something, man. I couldn't afford one of those damn Broncos nowadays. Those old ass Broncos are 160 to 100 grand all day long.
Yeah, they are proud of
about
those
the
things, man.
classic ones, right?
Huh?
You talking the classic ones?
The classic, like 70
Oh, yeah.
back. Oh yeah.
Yeah, late 60s, early 70s. Hell yeah, them some
Unless-
high dollar bass right
Unless
there.
they're falling apart and have more holes than Swiss cheese, yeah, you're going to pay that much for them.
60 to 100 grand. I mean, I've seen them up to 150, 160,000.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
have I. And
I've seen them go across the auction block like at Barrett Jackson. People paying
They're
just
beautiful,
absolutely
though.
stupid money for those things.
Oh, I
I
know.
love those things. I love
Early,
those.
that picture I showed you guys earlier with that guy that had all those Broncos, that blue one, there was nothing special about that thing. It was
No.
a 302. It was basically Swiss cheese when he got it. He fixed it. He put it on Bring a Trailer, and it sold for $97,000.
Nice for him. Nice for him. You
I'm
know,
like-
and I'm sure he put a lot of work into it.
Yeah, but how much of that 97,000 did he have invested in that damn thing when he got done with it?
I think he had 50 in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not bad.
Well,
Still
hang on.
40,000.
Did he do it himself?
Not all of it, no.
But the majority of it?
A large chunk of it, yeah.
I was gonna say, because by the time he bought the parts and everything else, he
Yeah.
probably had 50 grand in it. But if you add his time,
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing is I don't think he counts it as time because he loves. Here's always been my theory about it. If you love doing it, does your time mean anything? No.
Yes,
It's
it
only when
does.
you don't
Always.
like doing it.
I still like to get paid.
Damn
I like
right.
getting paid.
Hell yeah, Gary. It's all about the dollars and cents, buddy.
That the old adage, time is money.
I cannot stay
Time-
out here no more
No,
longer.
I
I
mean,
am
it-
freezing to fucking death.
Basically comes down
Hey, give me a drink. I'll be right back,
In
guys.
time you can't get back, so you don't want to
Exactly.
waste your time.
even more so, right?
Damn, it's cold outside.
I'm always wasting time. Every day is a waste of time.
Aren't we all? Aren't we? I've been off for 2 weeks. I should have been out there in that Fairmount, but I just ain't got the.
Buddy.
What is
Look
that?
at
bottom
Bruce.
of that?
Hey, Boucher.
Ooh.
But yeah, I mean, it's I bought that 4-wheeler and stuff like that, so I've been playing around with that. And
You had any time working on your car?
listen, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm really thinking about selling everything I got and going back and riding in the dirt again.
Hey, no problem. That's fine.
I mean, I'm getting to the point where these car shows and stuff that I go to, you see the same thing over and over and over again.
Yep.
It's just not fun anymore.
That's the thing is I don't really go to a lot of car shows, maybe 1 or 2 a year. And I might take my car to one of them because I like car shows, but you go to 5 or 6 of them, you've kind of seen everything.
Especially in
You're just going to see a different iteration of it.
I kind of like, Nate, I kind of like when you go to a car show and you just bring in your regular car instead of your really nice car.
Yep.
Because whenever that you bring your really nice car and you have the hood up, then you got to worry about your car and the craziness. But if you're just going there to meet up with people and just BS, it's almost more fun than trying to show off, the work that you've done.
A girl she graduated a year below me. She has an S10 that her and her dad did years ago, and it's a street drag truck is what she set it up for. It's nice. It's grabber green. It looks cool. She'll drive to the car show and park it out in the parking lot. She has no interest in putting that thing in the car show at all. She's like, I don't want to put that thing in there. Somebody will screw the damn thing up,
Buddy,
touch it, get
come on.
around it.
Buddy.
I don't want nobody near my shit. I'll just drive it and enjoy it, and that's all I need. I don't need praise from people showing it.
And I really don't. I don't look to win anything or anything like
Nope.
that. I just like to, clean the cars up, take them out, enjoy the other cars, enjoy the people. But I mean, I just got to the point is that, my wife, she was sitting down with me the other day, and she goes, I'll be honest with you. She goes, I'm sick of car shows. She goes,
Yeah.
we used to go fishing and camping, and we don't do any of that no more. All we do is car stuff. And I'm like, I agree.
Hello. Hello.
Good point.
Wake up call.
So true. So
Well, and
true.
it really is if you think about it, man. I mean, like I said, I used to fish 3-4 nights a week, man. I'd get home from work, and we'd go fishing.
I like fishing.
There you
I
go.
like
He likes
fishing.
But I'm just saying, I mean, I don't do that stuff anymore.
You say you're getting ready to sell your stuff
I'm about ready to sell everything I got except for the 70.
and do what? You said go back to the dirt.
Get back to the dirt, baby.
What do you mean by that? Like fishing and stuff?
No, four-wheeling and dirt bikes and stuff like
Oh.
that.
I got you.
The
When
dirt.
I go back home, I'll probably have a side by side. I'd almost guarantee it because everybody and their brother has one, and where I live
Yeah.
now, nobody has one.
What
Well,
was
You'll
that
have a
thing?
lot more money.
A side piece when you go.
Man, I tell you what, I love side by sides, but good God, them some bucks break all the time, dude.
See, there you go. And I was gonna buy a side by side. I had one picked out. I was gonna go get it and everything.
Oh,
And
they're
then
fun. They're
I
fun, but my
I got
God.
to talking to people. People's like, you know what? I'm gonna tell you
Fucking
something.
dirt.
You're gonna buy that thing and it's gonna sit 90% of the time.
Yeah, I agree.
See, like back home, they drive them like cars. But they get like, if you don't buy a Honda, 5,000-6,000 miles, they're done. Every bearing's been replaced twice. Every axle's been replaced twice because they're using like axles and bearings and shit. They're using on like your quad, and then they stick another 1,000 pounds on top of it, and then go
Right.
beat it to death. They don't hold up.
I don't know. The razors seem to be pretty well.
They're not.
Yeah.
They're better.
It depends.
they
If you
aren't
get
perfect.
if you get the Turbo R, it's got the 4-cylinder GM motor in it, and it
Yeah.
actually is dependable, and it's a lot better. That's one. If I was to ever have one again, that's one I'd have.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Is like the RZR.
Yeah.
Like my dad has a Pioneer, and they make the Talon, and they're both Hondas. Like my dad's like, that's probably about 3,000-4,000 miles. Probably about time to change brakes. Buy brand new brakes. Took it off. Brakes are like brand new. The rotors look like they come off a Honda Civic. That's how on a side by side they're that big.
No, Nate. Not everybody knows how to use their brakes.
What are brakes?
Yeah, no
That's
shit.
true.
Speak up.
Well, I love side by sides, man. I had probably $50,000 side by side. If y'all remember my Can-Am.
Yeah.
You did have a nice one.
You guys heard that I'm pulling the Whipple off the Mustang, right?
Yeah.
Are you really?
Yeah, I am.
What for?
Just I can't afford to just play race car anymore.
Oh, I don't blame you. That's my least favorite thing is racing.
I love racing. I do love it, and I prefer road course over drag strip. But I
That's
love
me
it.
now.
I love the power it has, but it's just too hard to daily drive. I want to take my car back to a daily.
Bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. I got so burnt out on drag racing because I did it so much. I'm like you. I have more fun going out and finding twisties and turny roads and just
There you
doing
go.
quick hard
Yep.
pulls here and there.
Even the
Yep.
stock S550 does great on twisties. It really does.
Right. That's why you'll never see me back in the drag racing scene. The amount of money you have to do to pay to even compete.
You might see me at the drag strip watching because I
Yeah,
enjoy it.
same.
I love watching it.
Mhm.
So I'll probably I only made it 1-1 race this year out at the
Jake's.
track. Yeah. So, but next year I'm going to try and get back there for a couple more.
Oh, I'm gonna go watch them. I still have a lot of friends that do it. But here's the thing, though:
But
to compete,
it's getting too expensive.
too expensive. The way as fast as people are going now,
Yeah.
it's just not even. You're actually gonna see drag racing. My opinion here. You're gonna start seeing drag racing fade out. Reason being is how fast people have got. You just can't compete.
No, not without having sponsors and
Right.
factors and money. And it's getting hard. Like bracket racing will continue to be something that's the cheap you can do on the cheap because
That is true. That is true.
bracket. But who does bracket racing around here?
US 43.
Yeah,
Lawrenceburg.
exactly. Yeah, there's like one, and it's for you it's close. For me, it's not so close. But
I tell you what, though, if I was ever going to race again, that'd be exactly what it'd be. Is bracket
I
racing.
love
'Cause
bracket
you
racing.
can-
That's what I used to do in Washington. That's all I did. I did quarter mile and eighth mile bracket racing, and I love it.
I can tell you, bracket racing would be a hard pass for me.
I love
Listen, bracket racing is not a hard. You don't have to have the fastest car.
You don't have to have a fastest car. That's right.
No, but when you're running a stick shift, it makes it harder than most of the people I raced against
Right.
were in automatics.
Yep.
And I'd win, and if I won, I felt really good about it because I kept my speed. I did exactly what I thought I would, and I consistently did it every time, which you don't always do with a manual.
What makes it fun because you can go out and buy a bone stock 680 Mustang, do a full bolt on it with a drag pack, take it to the track, and run the same time over and over and over and over, and not spend hardly any money racing. You're not
Yeah.
She
going
can
to
go
break.
buy a four-cylinder Fox body and do it.
You're not going
and
to
have
break
fun.
nothing. You're not going to break nothing.
Yeah. God, I've broken so much stuff.
Well, but that's the thing, though, right there. You get in it, you bracket race, and then you get tired of the car and say, "Hey, I want to get something else." You go get something else. You don't have to spend $1 million to do it. You know what I mean?
Right. Yep.
Well, so yeah, I did bracket racing, but then when I moved here, I went to start doing heads up, but mostly test and tune for me because I had my car boosted. It went 500 plus horsepower to what it was, and I couldn't control. I couldn't launch it. I couldn't do a lot of things. Now the things I were going to try this year, had I not screwed stuff up, because like I said, my Whipple needs a new intercooler, which is a $450 thing, which I'm not going to buy. I'll sell the Whipple with I'm hoping I can maybe do a trade with some cash or something with Chris to maybe get his Gen 1 Coyote that he is possibly pulling out of his car. And that's a truck engine, and it would be perfect for my truck.
That would be a very smart move.
And that would be great. And then I get rid of the Whipple, and I get the engine I need for my truck, and I have all my vehicles working.
Well,
I tell you, I'm going to stick to the RC cars. They cost a hell of a lot less.
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
Easy.
Well, at the rate I'm doing it, it's not cheap, but
I'm
it's
gonna
still
tell y'all
cheaper
what.
than going drag racing.
Oh,
I have
Still
fun.
cheaper.
I have fun fishing. I have just as much fun fishing. I can go spend $200 on crankbaits that last me for months.
That's the thing is I used to have fun fishing when I did it with my dad. I've never gone out by myself and had fun doing it. And I don't know if that's a me thing, but it was always a thing to do it with my dad.
man, you get on that
All
water.
these lakes here too. So
Get out on that water. It's nice and peaceful, man.
Right? My
Wait.
God, I love it.
So the last time
You get a big hit on that thing, it's like bam.
Yep.
So
Wind's right.
what's that lake what's the lake 2 up from here? Gunnersville. Lake Gunnersville is the last place I went fishing, and that was with my dad and my son.
Now, you got good lakes right here, Pinks. You got
I know,
Wheeler and Wilson.
I was at Gunnersville.
Mhm.
Was the last one I fished on with my dad, because that's where he lived, was up there in Grant. So that was the closest lake. I think we went to Gunnersville I think we were in Gunnersville that last time. I went with him and my son. Good time.
I made some changes to the stable, y'all. I did. I
Yeah?
sold my I sold my F-250. I didn't own
Did
nothing
you?
on it. I did. I didn't own nothing on it, and I had a prime opportunity to make some money off of it.
Oh, good
And
for you.
I put it all down on the Shelby, and the Shelby hopefully will be paid off in January.
Good.
Nice.
Very nice.
So
Hey,
I'm not going to be adding no new stuff. I'm just going to stay. I'm going to stay the debt free now, bro.
So are you your Ranger,
Yeah.
Shelby, and now C8?
Yep. And that's all I'm going
I need to see that. I would love to drive your wife's C8.
to. You'll love it. All right. That thing's fun, man.
That car is a dream car for me right now.
Bro, it is
I
so
always loved
pretty.
Corvettes have been one of my favorite cars for many years. And that C8 came out, and I wanted one so bad. And
I used to think I liked the C7s more. I
do.
did. I was so sold on. I got in the C8. Oh my God.
I do like the body
dude.
style of the C7 better. I do. I think
No.
it looks better.
When you actually sit in it
But
and you actually look at them,
yeah, I'm talking side by side comparison from the outside looking at them. I love the way the C7 and I actually really like the C6. That's probably one of my favorites. But the C8 is a dream car because of its handling and capabilities and just the way it's designed. It's just a really nice car.
I love it, man. It's got a DCT trans too. It's so fun.
Yeah. Which one? So you've been in both. Which DCT do you like better?
All right, so this is the crazy thing. The C8 takes off better, like no doubt about it. I'm gonna say 0 to 60. The C8's it's faster, but I'm gonna tell you this, bro. After 60, it is night and day difference how fast the Shelby is compared to that car.
Okay. But I'm saying with the transmissions though, how they shift
Yeah.
everything. You like the 7-speed you have in that better than the what is it 8-speed in the C8?
It's a 7 and a C8 too.
Is it a 7?
Yeah.
Hey man, I got a DCT in my new 4-wheeler.
Nice.
I don't. I think I'm gonna do a video on that one day. I'm gonna do like a little comparison. I'm probably gonna wait till it warms
nice.
up.
I'd love to see that because most people that own one don't own the other, so they can't do the comparison.
I just love the body lines of that car, man. The motor in the back. It is just a fun car to drive.
Like a damn supercar because it is.
Oh, it's a supercar.
Oh God! You know, if I were to win the lottery tomorrow, I would get myself on the list for the what is it, the Z06,
ZR1, yeah,
the ZR1. Yeah, I'd get myself on that list because that thing's a beast.
Well, if anybody that says it's not a supercar is not actually being real with that. It does 0 to 60 in it's 2.9 seconds, right?
It's a fucking supercar.
It's rear engine. It's got a hard top targa top
mid engine
convertible.
Mid engine, not rear engine.
Big brakes. It's the works, man.
Oh, it's got some beastie brakes on them. Oh,
dude, the freaking Jessica's come with a real carbon fiber suede targa top.
Really?
Yeah, like $8,000.
You bought that thing brand new too, right?
We bought it off showroom floor. It wasn't brand new, but it was on the showroom.
Had a couple of miles on it.
Yeah, just a couple. A guy traded it in. He wanted that new was it the Blackwing?
Yeah. I don't know what it's called, but I know what you're talking about.
That's what he traded it in on. He had a hard time getting in and out of it.
Yeah, well,
it's set slow.
I probably have a hard time getting in and out of it.
I think, yeah, you will. It's low. It's very low to the ground.
In and out of my Mustang. Come on. Does the C8 have the thing where it'll raise the front end up like the Lamborghinis?
Yes.
Okay. Axle lift.
That is fucking sweet.
Yeah, it's got it.
It was really handy when I had a 70. That Lamborghini, I wouldn't have been able to get in my driveway without speaking with that.
I had a 72 Corvette, dude. It was like getting in and out of a go-kart.
Yep.
I've been in a few of those. I love those old ones too. I mean,
I love them too, but man, I'm telling you, they're rough.
I have been in love with Corvettes since I was a child. I've been in love with Mustangs too. It's one of those things, but I don't consider them to be the same class of car. I just did. No. They weren't for years because you had a pony car and then you had a Corvette. They were not in the same class.
So let me ask you, what generation was it C3 or C4 that had the multi-port tuned injection?
That was C3.
That was a C3?
I thought it was the 4.
No, it's C4. You're right, C4.
It was 3 or 4. I knew it was there. That's the only one I've ever sat in. I went, I'll never get in one of these things ever again.
Dude, okay, the C4 was probably one of my least favorites of all the Corvettes.
Yeah.
The C5 brought them back. Was a very redeeming car.
I agree.
The C5 is an amazing looking car, an amazing driving car. It looks great. It handles better. Doesn't have a lot of power compared to what we're used to now, but in its day, it had a lot of power.
Corvettes were always quite a bit always up there in power, no matter what generations of the time.
Everything else, yes.
When that C4 came out, dude, it wasn't worth.
Nope.
I am looking forward to playing with this little Ranger down the road, though. I look forward to fixing it up.
Which one?
The little all-wheel drive 5.0 one I got.
Okay, that one. You don't have the other one back yet, still, do you?
We got the motor, the flywheels mounted, motor mounts, waiting on a drive shaft because the drive shaft shop had to have a custom one made.
Shorter or
longer?
Longer?
Yeah.
What transmission you got in that one?
TH400.
Okay.
Hey guys, I'm gonna take off for tonight. I'm fading bad. I gotta work.
Hey, no problem, Mike. Thanks for coming in.
All right, Mr. Mike.
Mike,
You have a good one, buddy.
Thanks for having me on, Pinks. Good seeing everyone.
Good see y'all.
You too, buddy. Hey, Happy New Year, too, man.
Happy New Year to you guys.
Hey, Gary, are you still gonna go to Ford Takeover?
Yeah, if I do, but I mean, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I plan on it. If I do, I'll still have the 70. I'm not.
I want to be there. I don't know.
Hopefully you go, Gary, because I'll be there as well. And
I'll be there.
Pinks, if it's a financial thing, we can split a room.
I may be there with the Ford Edge.
That's fine.
It don't matter.
I go.
Y'all
I
gonna
don't
share
go,
the same
look,
bed, Mike? One of y'all gonna be at the foot, and one of y'all gonna be at the head.
I don't
you,
go.
you,
Again,
you get
so-
you get two queens and
But I do
Oh,
like
okay.
that it's going to be in September. This
I'm just messing with
I
you.
don't
bud.
go to Ford Takeover to race. I go to hang out with everybody.
It's going to be in September this year, so that'll be
Oh,
nice.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
real nice that time
all
of
right.
year.
Y'all have a good night.
All right,
Hey,
Take
Mike.
care,
Mike.
buddy. Have a good night.
Right.
So,
Man,
I
I
just
get my
enjoy hanging.
wife's ST.
There you
Nice.
go.
There you go.
yeah,
There you go,
'cause,
Gary. You could
Lucy
drive down there and
doesn't
save a lot of gas
ST.
money in that thing.
You got rid of the ST I really wanted too.
I don't
I
know
mean-
if I bring the Shelby or the Ranger.
Did you say you got rid of your wife's ST, Gary? Is that what you just said?
No. I said I would bring that. I could bring.
No.
Oh, there you go.
Got rid of his wife's ST because they got the C8.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know about that one. I thought Gary just thought I just heard Gary say he got rid of his wife's ST.
Oh,
I thought
she
that's what he
loves
just
that
said.
thing, man. She loves that thing.
I bet she does.
She has the Edge ST, right?
Yes, what she's got.
Which
yeah.
is I have the SEL or SEL ST or Edge, which is
How much that
I
water
wanted
did you
the ST, but I didn't want to pay for the
drink? God
ST.
damn, bro.
Well, I had gotten lucky because where I buy all my cars from, they take care of me anyhow. But I just we walked in there and the car was in the showroom and he goes, "Here's the car for your wife." And I'm like, okay. So I called her and said, "Come test drive this vehicle."
Hey, have any of
I
y'all
love
been
my
losing?
Edge.
Have any of y'all been losing any subscribers?
No, I've actually been gaining.
So I went through about six, maybe close to 7 months where I didn't post a video because I
Right.
was working. I've lost about 2,000 subscribers since all that.
If I lost 2,000 subscribers, I'd be under 1,000 again.
I'm telling you, it's I don't know if that's YouTube pulling away, if that's really people just
People
not
clear me
interested
for the-
anymore.
People will go through and I do it every now and then. If it's something I haven't watched in a while, they haven't put a video out in a while, I may unsubscribe because I am subscribed to over 500 people.
Yeah, but dude, 2,000 subscribers, that's a lot of subscribers that are losing.
Well, I
now.
think a lot of it has to do with YouTube.
Yeah.
Because they've always done that.
Yeah, they have.
If they're not active, then their channel kind of gets removed from.
So the only thing that keeps me active are these live streams right now. It's the only thing that kept me active for the last couple months. And I'm up to 2671, but most of my views come from other older videos.
I don't know if I really even care anymore.
4,000
Though.
views a month.
I got up to 14,500, and I just don't even.
It's just not no fun anymore, man.
It's not because you dedicate too much time for really no kickback. I'm not. Here's what YouTube did for me. I never would have met all y'all.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
I love this. I love doing live streams.
Mm-hmm.
I have done stuff on my cars since the last videos I put out that I did not film because it takes too much time to do it for me to get stuff done. And I didn't figure anybody would watch it because most of the time I don't get watches on my long form videos. I get them on my shorts.
Yeah.
But those don't do me any good. That watch hours don't count.
Well, what done me in was when YouTube would promote just some people, like some random channels that didn't really have fast cars or something like that, and then they would end up with all these thousands of subscribers. You know what I'm saying? Then you got people out here grinding out, putting out videos like crazy.
You get a person that's a female that comes out, oh, I got a Mustang but I'm hot and I got big tits and I got 10,000 subscribers in 1 week.
Yeah, but you got to look at it, man, from their standpoint. They're a business. They're going to push the damn channels that gets the most views. I mean, that's just business for you, man.
I understand that part of it. I do. It still irritates you.
Oh yeah. There's no doubt. If I was in y'all shoes making videos and shit, yeah, it would irritate the shit out of me too.
Oh, you ain't. I only make videos now if I feel like it. That's why I just don't even push out. If I feel like making a little video, I'll make one. I'll still keep it up here and there. But if I got unmonetized from watch hours, I wouldn't even care.
Oh, you still get enough watch hours to be monetized? I don't.
Bro, I ain't made a video in I went 7 months and I still have watch hours.
Yeah.
You're the same as me.
Let's see. What are my watch hours right now? I am at
I had like
25:15.
I had like 72:14 when I last looked.
I'm at 25:15, and that's. I mean, I was a couple months ago. I was in the 2700s, but since I stopped putting out shorts, and I will say my shorts do drive people to watch my long form content on some of them, and I started doing things where I'd link, at the bottom of the short, I'd put a link to one of my long videos just to help, and that did actually help.
I'll put it to you like this: I don't have my YouTube links or nothing like that on any of my cars. None of them. That's how much I don't care.
Oh,
Used to, I had it on everything.
I know on my cars because they've been on there since I started. I haven't taken them off.
I ain't never put them on my cars.
But my cars don't leave the fucking garage. They're
Well,
broken.
here's another reason I won't take my videos down. It's also something like if something happened to me, Ranson and Jessica, my family, whoever could go back and watch videos to see me, and there's a whole bunch of them.
I love having my videos up there. I'm not going to take them down unless it become the only ones I take down, and there's been 2 now that have both been live streams, and because things were said on the live stream, I didn't want to stay out there.
Yeah.
And mostly it was me doing it. So, me ranting. But I try not to do that, but it happens sometimes.
Yeah, I need to carry the Shelby to the drag strip just to show it off. It ain't going to touch that track.
Oh, it doesn't need to. That's not what it was designed for. It really was.
No.
It was designed for like Barber or the Corvette Museum's track up there in Kentucky, which is a pretty nice looking track, and I really want to run that with
I
my
would too.
I want to take
There's some
there.
I don't know why I've gotten into that so much. I love the road course type stuff so
Road
far.
course. Have you driven a road? Have you done road course racing?
I haven't done racing, but there's some roads out here I can take you on that would make you be like, oh my god.
So I have done the road course stuff, and I went to performance driving school, which is at Pacific Raceways, and it's ran by Don. God, what is his last name? I can't think of it. He's an amazing racer and instructor, and I've had some great instructors, and I got my license, my sport driving license, and that is so much more fun to me than drag racing.
Right.
It is, but it costs so much more to do. It's like you go to a day sometimes, depending on which group you go with. It can be anywhere from $300 to like $700.
Yep.
Day at the track, and that was spendy. Whereas drag racing, 35 to 50.
But you know what? You think about it. Look at all the money you have to spend to have fun with drag racing to even be competitive. I mean, how many days at the road course are you going to pay for?
The road
to get to that point.
The road course I did was just high performance driving. It wasn't racing. Racing is a different thing. For that, you have to have cages and set your car up completely different. You have
to have fun. You're talking about having fun, just like you do with a drag race.
A high performance driving experience, HPDE.
Yep.
High performance, HPDE.
But the thing that sucks the most is the damn tires, because you wear them.
Yes, you do. Yep. And the tires that are great for it have the lowest fucking wear rating on them. In fact, I've got a set for the Focus. I need to get put on my wheels on my Koenigs. I need to get put them on, but I need to get the Focus running again.
I just love that. I just love
running again. It's going to be mostly stock. It's going to be basically stock again.
I just love the performance of a street-driven machine, hitting the turns, taking off real fast, braking fast, like driving a vehicle what it's made to do, not just going from a dead stop and going 660 feet and saying, okay, I'm done.
Yeah. No, going around a track, like road driving, like you're saying, but the reason I like doing it on the track is because, one, it's safer. You don't have to worry about, hitting a car coming the other way. You don't have to worry about getting Pacific Raceways. Justin's been there. That's Pacific Raceways where I got my license. It's where I used to drag race and road course race all the time. I also went down to the Ridge a lot, which is down in Shelton. He knows where that is. But the road course, it brings on another aspect because you don't have to worry about people coming the other way or crossing over the lanes or having a cop come up behind you. It's just balls to the wall. Go as hard as you can, as hard as you think you can handle. And I had been at a point. I know I was in my Mustang down at Oregon Raceway, Portland Raceway. I was down at Portland and I came around and I'm going down the straightaway and I'm just trying to get by this 350 who would not yield to anybody because he thought he was faster. He was faster in the straightaways. There was no lie. He was. But in the corners, the guy couldn't do it and he wouldn't get out of the way and let you pass him. So I tried to pass him in a straightaway one time. And I did. Problem was, when I hit the brakes, my brakes got way too hot, and they wouldn't stop me. And I ended up having to go through. Luckily, it's a straight. I had just had to dodge some cones to go where I went. And I was like, son of a bitch, my brake. I didn't have good brakes on it.
I haven't driven a car that I've
Oh my
enjoyed
God.
as much as I have this 500, man.
I have pushed my Mustang. I have pushed at its limits as hard as I can at its limits, and I have exceeded them. And sometimes when I had the right brake pads on, because this time I did not have the right brake pads on, and I thought I was going to wreck the damn thing. But I went off track a little bit, but luckily it was still pavement.
Damn,
All I did was go through some cones. I let it cool off for a while, but I mean, at the end, I got back on the track and went at a decent pace and got off and let it cool off because I just had the wrong pads on it. I didn't have good pads on it like I normally did. But my God, I have pushed at the Ridge in Shelton, Washington. I have pushed both my Focus and my Mustang, and they have both been really close in time. The Mustang beat the Focus only because on the long straightaway, it gets higher, it gets faster. But in the curves, the Focus took it. It was quicker through the curves because it's front wheel drive and smaller and lighter. But and it's like driving. It's completely different experience in those two cars. Both
Gary, I sent you a video on Facebook. Check that video out.
It's crazy the difference, but I don't believe I was more than like in the lap times. I wasn't more than like 5 to 10 seconds off between the Focus with the little 4-cylinder at just above like 400 horse to the Mustang at just above at like closer to 500 horse. So like it was like.
Hey, did you see how cold it's supposed to get here in 2 weeks?
Oh, it's
shit! In 2 weeks, it's starting tonight, dude. And the next 5, 6, 7 days, it's gonna be colder than fuck.
No, I seen somewhere saying it's supposed to be in like negatives here in North Alabama.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I didn't see
Oh,
that.
I hope we don't get that damn cold.
Jesus.
I saw it's going to be in 20s every night for the next couple weeks.
No, look at January 11th. It's supposed to hit. It's supposed to be like -10.
Shit.
Mine says 28.
I gotta look.
Mine says 37 degree high and a 28 degree low.
On the 11th?
Yep, on the 11th.
I just went through that just now, that video. Holy shit, this shit's cool, man.
You need to send that to me.
Hey, look how realistic those some bitches look.
I know, dude. Even
Dude,
send it.
Dude, I am telling you, man. I would love to get into that, but there is no telling how much those fucking RCs cost.
Oh, RCs.
Listen, even the earth movers.
Dude, these son of a bitches, there's no telling how much money these people got.
You got to send me that video.
I posted in Car Peeps.
Oh, did you?
No, I'm fixing to right now.
I'm going to bounce off y'all. I'm going to spend some time with Jess. She got work tomorrow.
Okay.
Hey, it's good hearing from you.
Yeah, I wanted to come on and say hey to everybody.
Thanks for coming, man. Happy New Year, man.
Happy New Year, man.
Catch up with you sometime.
Good catching up with y'all, and I'll be back. Don't worry. I'll be around.
You have a good one.
All right, y'all too. See y'all
later.
Take it easy, buddy. Yeah, I just sent you that. I just posted it in Car Peeps.
I just saw it pop up.
I would love to get involved in this, but dude, you talking about there's no telling how much money these people's got in these fucking rigs.
Dude, I'm telling you what, that thing right there.
Hey, Salty,
holy cow.
Your vision's too bad for you to use one of these. You can't back it up anymore. Your vision's fucked.
Oh, trust me, brother. I spent all my life backing these motherfuckers. I can still do it. Don't think I can't.
That is fucking, just from the first view with that guy back in his trailer. I'm like, that is fucking badass.
Dude, it ain't so much of the backing and the driving of them. It's just how realistic these fucking things are.
How good they look.
Dude, they look like a real fucking rig, dude.
By the jerkiness of it, because I wouldn't expect the driver to be that quite jerky, that quick.
It's not. He's got a different turn motor in it. You got to change the motor to a different turn.
And
then
slower.
Yeah. So it's real slow.
I mean,
He just got a different turn in it.
Is that a Kenworth? That is a Kenworth.
Dude, wait in a second. You'll see the fucking Smokey and the Bandit truck, and right behind that son of a bitch, you'll see the BJ and the Bear truck.
Oh, BJ and the Bear. Love that.
Yeah.
BJ McKinney.
they got gravel trucks and everything in this thing, and the earth movers is just freaking unreal.
Hey, and those earth movers, hey, they work, dude. I mean, they really work. They're not just there for show. Them fuckers actually
Semi
work.
trucks. What are these? 1/10, 1/8, or 1?
Hell no. These some bitches are like fucking 1/5, 1/3 scale.
That doesn't look that big. 1/5 is huge.
Dude, these trucks are fucking huge.
I'm looking at these right now. That doesn't look that big.
Trust me, that truck.
More like 1/10.
No, 1/10 is
Not
small,
1/10,
man.
but like 1/8.
Yeah, 1/10 is small.
That looks like 1/8. Doesn't look 1/5, but
Did I fold them wrong?
Well, see, when you got the truck and the trailer, they don't classify just the truck as whatever, like a 1/10. They classify the whole rig as one set.
well, yeah.
So when you do that, it's like a 1/5 scale.
that's no way. That's
But you got to understand though, a 1/10 scale of a rig would
Yeah.
still be very big.
yeah, I've had them before. They're
Yeah,
small.
they would still
don't
be
look
very
real.
big. So
They don't look real at all in 1/10.
these motherfuckers right here look fucking like dead on nuts. These batches are awesome.
It looks like 1/8.
Hey, listen, look at that cat earth mover right there.
I'm not.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Hey, wait till you see the little girl driving the pink one. It's got the flatbed on it.
I've seen that too.
Yeah, she's just a little bitty girl, man, just driving the piss out of that so much like it ain't nobody's business.
That was pretty cool. What am I looking at? Unbelievable RC accident, cabin fever, Model Expo 2020. Oh, okay. 10 months ago. This is old.
Yeah, but it's just something that just popped up in my feed, and I was like, I clicked on it. I was like, man, that's fucking badass, dude.
Now, because I'm hosting a live stream. I will watch this though. That is fucking cool looking.
Oh no, I can send you other links where like Gary's talking about like the earth movers and shit. Dude,
Yeah.
there's a whole fucking event where these guys are digging and putting it in the back of dump trucks, and dump trucks are going around and emptying that shit and coming back around.
I have seen that shit before, and that is
Look,
so
man, I'm
cool.
telling you, these guys are carrying these things out of their semis, unloading them.
Fucking awesome, ain't it, Gary?
Where's the warehouse? I don't see the warehouse.
What?
Back-
What warehouse?
No warehouse.
Oh, look. Hey, wait till y'all get to the part of the video I'm watching. There's a jet powered fucking truck right there.
No way.
Yes, sir. I'm sitting here watching it. It is, hold on a second. It is, hold on, I'll tell you where timestamp. Timestamp 11:21 in the video. That's some bitch is jet powered.
I had to
Turbine
put
powered?
because I'm trying to do a live stream. 11 what?
11 minutes and 21 seconds.
11.
There's a
Little green.
Go down, it'll say the RC truck times, which ones are which and what's doing
Oh,
what.
okay.
It's a little fucking green truck. He's driving it on the floor.
Yep.
That's some bitch is jet powered. Look on the back of the cab.
Blinkers, the hazard lights, and that is so awesome.
Dude, this is freaking costly.
Oh, there it is. The green truck. The hold you back.
Yeah, look on the back of it. It's fucking jet powered. Or whatever they call them damn things.
They're
Thrust
jets.
power or whatever.
They are jets. Oh, he's using a airplane engine.
Yeah. It's fucking badass. He picks it up and shows you the bottom of it and stuff.
Same as the jet engines, and except
But he made that frame. Now that he's picking it up, that is that's a custom wood frame that he made.
it's actually fast.
Yeah, wait till he picks up, looks at the bottom of it. You'll see it's a custom wood made frame.
Drive around on the ground. He's even
He
still got
pick-
the hook wheel, although you couldn't hook into it because the jet's in the way.
Yeah. He'll pick it up here in a second and you'll see what I'm talking about.
What the hell?
I'm looking at it now.
Front signer. Kind of see what it says on the grill.
That's a European truck.
I was gonna say it didn't look like any truck I'm used to seeing.
No, that's a European truck. They race those trucks.
They're digging it
Looking
dirt.
it up now.
They're filling the back of these trucks up.
Wow.
Yeah.
It is. It's a wood frame. He built that
Yeah, it's a custom made wood frame.
That's pretty badass. Oh, it's running on what is that? An 884? It's a 4500 mAh, so it's not running a big, huge battery.
Well, no, they don't have to. You know what I mean? Because they're not like the kind of cars I drive where I want a lot of power. They just need something to move it around with. That's all
It's
they
like
do.
a 2 or 3S there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's probably. I would say it's probably a 2S, maybe
somebody
3S.
took
It kinda
a
looks like
fucking Cybertruck and blew it up in front of fucking one of
Oh yeah. I seen that. Yeah, and then they were talking about that damn shit that happened down in New Orleans last night, Gary. They got all that right now classified as a terrorist attack.
And who was driving the truck? I mean, what kind of truck were they driving?
Oh, he went and rented a vehicle and done it with a rental vehicle.
Yeah, it was a rental.
That was another Cybertruck.
Yeah, it wasn't a Cybertruck. It was a
Nah.
wasn't it?
No, he went and rented a fucking vehicle and done that stupid shit with a rental vehicle.
Yeah.
Dude, that is so sad, man. I mean, that's a lot of people dying and a whole lot of people hurt.
For no fucking reason.
Yeah, but
They didn't get any message across. There was no message.
I can tell you what, he won't ever hurt nobody else.
Yeah, I don't know. The government's let people go that fucking did. I mean, shit.
They didn't let this motherfucker go, Peach. He's dead.
I know. But we had, what was the Taliban leader dude's name? We had back in the 80s or 90s, we had him for the bombing when he tried to bomb the basement parking of the World Trade Center.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but then we let him go. So,
What do you think about that shit, Gary? That shit's awesome, man.
Dude, it's unreal because that stuff, I bet you those trucks cost an arm and a leg.
They probably do, man. No shit. But, it would really be cool to get into this and actually go to one of these events and hang out and do this. Dude, that'd be fun as hell, man.
I know, but you won't go, Sultan.
Huh?
okay.
You won't go.
Bullshit. I'd go in a fucking heartbeat, dude. What are you talking about?
There's too many people there.
No. These are my kind of people, though. I like this. I mean, not saying car people's not my kind of people, but this right here, dude, I got a real passion for fucking RC cars. I fucking love RCs.
We see how it is, Salty.
Yeah, dude, look, I've done everything you can possibly do to a Fox
He has
body
to
except
do small things
for
because
put a
he's got
damn
small
coyote in it.
penis.
I've done everything you can do with a Fox body except put a coyote in it. And I'm done with the Fox bodies, man. I've had so many over the years. I mean, yeah, they're nice and pretty to look at, but I'm just glad other people owns them. Look, I just want to do something different. I'm just not
I
into the.
still had my old Fox body that ran. But I don't, so I'm not buying them.
I love the RC community because the people are just so. When you go out and hang out, like the group I'm a member of, like the group here in Atlanta that I'm a member of. Look, dude, I'm like one of 3 white guys in the whole group. All the rest of the guys are black. And they are some of the coolest fucking people you could ever hang out with, man. They are just really top-notch freaking people.
Okay, but I've known a bunch of RC guys that were dicks too.
Well, I mean, look, man, you got that in everything in every walks of life. You got that.
I am the RC guy that's a dick. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, you got that in every walk of life, man. You just got to take, when you find the people that are dicks and shit, you just don't have nothing to do with it. You don't hang out with them. You just move on.
Was it a JetBlue flight? Oh no, EasyJet flight. 16-year-old threw a tantrum, threatened to open an emergency exit, and I'm like, and one of the flight attendants didn't just take his ass down. They had to fucking divert and land.
Somebody should just took him down and took their belt off and whooped his ass right on the plane.
No shit, I would have.
Gave him what his mom and daddy didn't fucking give him.
EasyJet did not care about us on the plane and offered no compensation for the ordeal. Yeah, because
I guarantee you, when I was growing up, you didn't step out of line. Mom and daddy whooped your ass when I was growing up. You got out of line, Jack. You didn't fuck around.
It was a different life we grew up in.
No,
you ain't lying, Gary.
You kidding?
I
I'm
got
younger,
my
but
ass.
I grew up. I got my ass beat if something happened.
As much as I
Damn
love
right.
the internet and I love the YouTube and what we're doing right here, as much as I love that, I kind of wish we didn't have it. At times, I really wish we didn't
The
have
only
it.
reason why I'm glad we got it is I got to meet guys like you. But besides that, I don't need it.
Exactly.
Yeah, same here, Gary. Same here.
If I never had it, I'd never miss it.
Exactly.
And
Yep.
because I didn't miss it for what 20 plus years of my life.
Yeah, but think about it now, though. Think about it. Could you live without it now?
I could
since-
actually.
Since
I could.
everything in your life pretty much, I'm not going to say revolves around like live streams or something, but just about everything in our lives anymore revolves around the
Okay.
fucking internet. We look everything up on the internet now.
But this is the
But
thing.
I could go back to the old way. I still think I could find some encyclopedias and learn things, you know?
I'm going to tell you something right now. I could live off the grid.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
I
100% could. Yeah, I could do
Except
that.
when I'm at work because, you know, they're online and I'm doing electrical stuff, you know, on a computer, but I don't have to be online for that.
But they got so much
in my
solar
network.
stuff, and they got this stuff now. You can live off the grid and live happily, grow your own gardens and stuff like that. Shoot, man. I tell
Shit,
you,
Mike's garage is damn working real. He's fastly
working
approaching
towards
that
that.
shit.
And it's
Hell
funny
yeah.
because of what his job is, because he's a network security guy. It's funny is I could do that whole living off the grid thing, except for all the work that's involved. Fuck all that.
Yeah, but the
Hey,
thing
at
about
least
that
you're
is, though,
honest.
Pinks, at least about that is, though, Pinks, that is the shit that keeps those people healthy as shit. When
You
you
know what?
retire and you sit on your ass and you stop working like my fat ass has, dude, that's when health issues starts happening.
Here's the
When
thing:
you're
is, I
keeping
don't
yourself
think I'm
busy,
gonna
your
retire
body fucking
until-
loves it.
I'm not going to retire until it's to the point where I can't work anymore for
Oh,
physical
God, I love
reasons,
that
and I'm not going to be around anymore.
So my thing is that I could retire right now, sell my house, sell all my vehicles, move out in the country somewhere. And once you get all the stuff done that you need to do, basically after that, it's all maintenance.
Yeah,
That's right. That's it.
and I
Just
know how
maintenance.
to grow a garden. I know how to grow my own food. Meat, not so much. I guess I could raise a cow, but I don't have the facilities to slaughter one and do all that. But I could do the vegetables. Yeah, I know how to grow a garden. I'm used to be really good at it.
What do you
Well,
mean you don't have the facilities? Back in the day, I mean, they didn't have what facilities they had. The woods.
But they slaughtered that motherfucker right there in the
I
backyard.
don't have enough freezer space. That's the problem. I don't have the freezer for it.
I've got deer and stuff right out of a tree.
I haven't.
Hell yeah. Damn right.
So just so we know, I've never been hunting. I've never done that. I've helped somebody gut a deer before when I was a young child, like under 12 years old. I helped do it, but since then I've never done it, so I don't know how to do it.
Well, let me explain something to you, Pinks. It hasn't changed any.
Yeah,
No.
Nope.
You still
Well, I'm
you
just
still
saying,
use
I
a
don't
knife and it's still a deer.
I don't remember how it was done. It's been so long that I haven't done it that I don't remember how it was done.
But
You know what?
How we
You
did
go
it.
to YouTube University, they'll teach you how to
I'm-
do all that shit.
I'm trying to go off grid here, damn it.
But I'm saying though, you go down there and you get out there, you put snares up, and these rabbits they'll cut their own heads
Oh,
off.
rabbits! I know how to do rabbits and fish and squirrel. I can gut and skin those. So I guess a deer is just a bigger version.
Pretty much.
You know,
Hey, Nate can tell you about it. Didn't y'all used to grow cows and all that shit, Nate?
So,
Mhm.
so
Corn,
if I'm not mistaken,
cows.
you hang it, you bleed it, you gut it, you skin it, right? Basically in that order. Is that how
I
it
wasn't
goes?
listening.
You hang it, you bleed it, you gut it, you skin it.
Gary, you
Shoot
still
it,
watching
gut
that?
it,
Are you still
hang
watching
it,
that
skin
video?
it.
I stopped.
What was that, Nathan?
Okay.
I said you kill it, gut it, hang it, skin it.
You don't bleed it off. I mean, I guess hanging it's bleeding it off. So.
Well,
Everybody
I
does it differently.
I guess everybody does. Like with pigs, you definitely do that. Like
Yeah.
you like a pig's an interesting thing. A cow's is kind of the same. A pig, you actually hang them things right upside down and slice their throat,
Right.
We've
right,
done
you bleed them out.
and they bleed out. Cows are that way too, though, to a certain extent. You can't let them sit there with a bunch of blood in them. The meat gets real tough.
No, to fuck up the meat.
That's why you got to bleed them out when you first do it because it.
You don't have to do that with a deer. You don't have to bleed a deer like that.
I can't say I've ever done it.
I thought that was the first thing you did was you bleed it. You hang it, you bleed it, you gut it, you skin it.
Yeah, I've bled them out before I've gutted them.
Yeah. So okay.
I guess, yeah. I guess maybe that's why deer always taste like hell to me.
Fucking very possible.
I just hope that if I were able to ever do that, I could still have the ability to aim and shoot one. You know, I don't have a problem killing things.
Just sneak up behind it and hit it in the head with a shoe. You'll be fine.
Yeah, sneak up behind
Just
a
drive-
fucking deer. Good luck with
You
that.
have a better chance of driving down the road and hitting a deer.
No shit. And I've done that, but they run off.
You can do it. Just step lightly.
I don't know how many deer seasons I've gone, and I can't find a deer. There isn't a deer to be found. There isn't a squirrel to be found. No birds, nothing. Drive down the road at the end of deer season, about plow over 8 points. Like, thanks, appreciate it. Just what I needed.
The last year we hit, my wife was driving. It was a doe, so and it ran the fuck off. We hit it at 60 miles an hour, and the fucker ran off. I didn't even see it. It was gone, just gone in the woods.
But I bet you it fucked up your car.
Yeah, to almost $18,000 worth, and almost a year at the shop. That was the edge that I was paying for 8 months without having it.
Right.
Fine now, it drives great. It's like it never happened. You couldn't even tell.
I hit one with my F-150 back in high school. I completely jumped the guardrail. There's nowhere to go. Like, I turned as far to the guardrail as I could. I'm like, well, that's all it is. Completely run over the doe. Completely run it over. I literally quarter mile to my road, turn around, come back, deer's gone. No evidence that it ever happened, and my bumper's bent. I'm like,
Hey, my son
Are you
has a
shitting
deer
me?
right here around the corner from my house. Let it lay there. Got home, called my wife, and said, "Tell Dad I just hit a deer staying out in the road." I
yep,
went and got it,
yep, I've done that.
Nice. And if you can, fuck it, do it.
and I had to.
We-
What I did, I grabbed it and I picked it up with my cherry picker to gut it.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
We
Ain't
turned
nothing
ours
wrong with
into-
it. Hey, to
My
do
buddy
that.
called me on his way home from my house. He left my house like 4 minutes later. He calls me, "Hey, I hit a doe," and it was a fawn. It literally lost its spots last week. It was dead, and I'm like, well,
Bambi.
we
It was
gutted it
baby.
and skinned it right there along the road and turned it into 4 pounds of jerky.
I will still never forget. My grandmother makes. I'm a little kid. I'm like 6 or 7, maybe 7 years old, maybe. Most likely 6. And she makes me this hamburger. At least I thought it was a hamburger, and she hands it to me. I start eating it. Oh my god, it's the best hamburger I've ever had. And my sister,
Venison burgers are good.
my sister's come in and she goes, "You're eating Bambi. That's a Bambi burger." And I was like, "What?" And then they tell me it's Bambi. It's a deer. And I start crying, but I did not stop the fucking burger. So I love Bambi, and I have the original. I still have in my back room the original hardback book of Bambi, and it was one of my favorite stories, as a little kid. And so, yeah, it made me sad.
Damn,
And
that's a
I did
beautiful
not
truck.
stop eating it though, because it was so goddamn good.
It is good if you cook it right, man.
My grandmother could cook anything right. She cooked me squirrel, she cooked me fucking rabbit, and I loved every bit. She cooked me turtle. There wasn't anything she got. I'm not sure. She may have cooked possum once or twice, and it was good. Seriously.
Say you don't know. All you know is you was eating it. It was good.
I know when I had squirrel. I know when I had rabbit because I knew the flavors, and I love the way she cooked them. Like she would fry them, she'd stew them, she'd do them all different ways, and she just was good. I mean, and she was old, she was from the 1800s. So
A lot of people like that Wagyu beef. I'm not a fan of it.
Wagyu beef can be really good if you get the good Wagyu beef, not the
I'm
fake
just not.
Wagyu beef.
I'm not a fan of it.
Have you had the
Not the
real-
Wagyu. Not the Wagyu I've ate. I've not been a fan of it.
Oh, I love good Wagyu, and even Australian Wagyu if it's done. Some of that's really good, but the Japanese Wagyu is outrageously priced.
I know one thing. They're proud of that shit though.
Yeah, because of how much work it takes to grow it, because it's massaged daily. It has to be to get the fat to move and ripple. Oh, it's such good beef though if it's done right. Oh,
That boy right there has got a lot of money in that rig.
I'll
God damn,
be
that's
honest with
good.
you. I don't really think it tastes much different.
really?
I think it tastes different. Me personally, I do.
I really don't.
I may be biased because last time I had some was the Australian Wagyu, and it was while I was in China, and it was Australian Wagyu at this all-you-can-eat buffet that we went to. Really nice hotel, super nice place. And it was probably because it was the best beef I'd had in like 3 weeks.
But I mean, I've had it in a couple different places, and it really just wasn't.
I think it's good, but I don't think it's worth the money.
If you go in there, but see, the thing about it is, though, Pinks, I understand that you had it in China, and it's something that you ain't had in a long time, but you was probably eating dog.
No, this is not dog. I know what dog. Unfortunately, I know what dog tastes like, and it's a completely different consistency than beef.
Okay.
I unfortunately know what it tastes like because I've had it, and I didn't know what it was when I first tried it, and then I was told you don't want to eat that, and I'm like, why don't I want to eat this? The flavor wasn't horrible, but then when I was told what it was, I didn't want to eat it anymore. But so I've had it before, and I know it's a completely different consistency. This was actually Australian Wagyu, which is a cheaper version. It's not quite as good as the Japanese stuff, supposedly. I don't know, but it was really good meat. But I'll take just a basic ribeye any day over that. Just a good ribeye, and I'm fine with that. Give me a 1 inch to 1.5 inch thick cut, and I'm happy. That's one of my favorite steaks is a ribeye.
That damn little girl driving that pink tractor trailer all over the place. She's hauling ass for that something.
Oh yeah.
Everybody else is going real nice and slow, and she's fucking wide open. She's getting down with that son of a
We
bitch.
do that. Everybody dropped out of the chat. There's only one person left,
Oh yeah.
and that
Hey,
one
Gary.
person may actually be me. I don't know. I don't know if it recognizes me on my TV.
Gary, do you see the pictures of my truck?
No.
No, I don't think you did. You had to go back out in the garage
I
and let
thought I
Pinks go full.
Yeah.
Nah, you got to go back out in the garage. You got to go full screen so we can see it all full screen.
There.
Man.
I'm in the garage.
Go ahead.
Oh,
turn it
hell,
on
there you go.
In the garage.
screen.
Look at this shit, Gary. He done a great fucking job painting this truck.
Nice.
Oh, it's fucking beautiful.
It's all
Oh,
done.
beautiful, man.
Finally.
Even the lines are straight. I'm proud of you.
Trust me, everybody on like the body shop groups I'm on, they're like, how'd you get the lines so straight? I'm like, you guys are professional painters. I don't know shit.
Yeah, it looks good.
How they get them so straight?
Yeah, it does. It really does look good, man.
Yeah, I just
Good
used
job.
I got my mom had a fabric measuring tape, like the soft measuring tape she used to measure fabric. I've had it for years, and I used it. I measured a 1/2 inch off the body line. I had a piece of the factory pinstripe still, and it's 5/8 wide. I dropped that line a 1/2 inch from body line to body line. So if the panels aren't straight, you'll know it because the lines will be off.
Yeah. It looks great though. It really does.
I'm pretty okay with my first paint job.
I'll tell you what, it looks damn good from Georgia.
Did you say that's your first paint job?
Outside of this is the only truck. It's the only vehicle I've ever painted in my life. I painted the firewall, the inside of the fenders, the back sides of the hood, and inside of the cab.
You just trained yourself by painting the crappy areas that nobody really sees.
Well,
Pretty much.
What happened though, he's so meticulous. That's what happened. He got made sure that body was straight, and that's the main thing. If you got a good body and it's straight, that paint will lay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And he got that body straight as shit.
Yeah, but you got to remember that truck now is like parts of like 6 different trucks.
I do remember when I saw that in the background all the time when it was still in one piece, but it was in the background and just all, I think, stripped and primer.
400 colors. Yeah, it was bought.
Yeah,
It was short strand filler. It was regular filler. It
Like that
was
for
glazing
years.
putty. Yeah,
It was years like that.
it'd been like that since the bed's been like that since I moved in this house in 2016 when I did the corners of the bed.
So
And then the cab I did in. Yeah.
I just know that I remember when you dedicated to it and started working on it, your work went really quick.
Yeah, I didn't work on it. I started working on it February, March. And then I did work on it from June, the first week of June, all the way to my wedding. I never touched this truck.
Really?
And then I started
You didn't
working
have
on it
time.
again, and we're here.
Yeah, you did that really. I mean, time wise, it was a year almost, but
Yeah.
in time actually dedicated to it, you did it really fast.
The bed, I high build sprayed high build primer on the bed like I think 5 times. It is amazing how goddamn crooked these things are. The panels are from stamping at Ford from factory. Because there was things I had to fill that were just factory stamping creases where it kind of rolled a little bit. And you're trying to block sand this out with a 12-inch block or an 18-inch block, and it's like, why is it low here? And you realize you see these other trucks that I know of, and you're like, they're the same fucking way. This is just a factory roll when they tried to put the crease to roll it around the front of the bed. Fill it in.
Crazy.
I'm happy with it. I'm
I
happy with
would
it.
be too. But I'm telling you, you're probably one of those type of people that keep working on it until it's perfect before you do anything
It
else.
looks fucking
Yep.
great. I mean, that is a spot on. I would think a professional did that paint job.
It's got, if you look at it in person, there's more orange peel that the factory had to it, so you'll know it's been painted. But other than that, I'm gonna wet sand that out. But I'm not wet sanding anything until it's back together.
Yeah.
That's the best way to do it.
Then everybody's done touching it. I'm done drilling on it. I'm done screwing with
It'll
it.
be in another garage next time you touch it, though, right?
Yes. I got to make it run and drive onto the trailer because it don't have the dash in it. The steering column ain't in it. I changed the steering box. I got to bleed that.
You don't have a winch?
I got to get it stopped. I don't have a brake pedal or the master cylinder hooked up or the brake booster.
You
none
put
of that hooked up.
blocks. Put some big blocks on your trailer to stop it.
That's what my buddy said. I said, well, what are we going to do when it runs over that block?
No, you get the big semi-truck stop blocks and throw on the front of the trailer, and it'll stop it.
Yeah, let's make it run.
I
Run
mean,
and drive.
I
It
have
won't
them.
take
You get them
long.
at Harbor Freight; they're cheap.
But it won't take me long to get it running. It'll take me, I think, a dedicated 2 weekends. This truck will be running and driving.
Yeah, but I thought
onto
you
a
had to
trailer.
be out of your house in like a day or two.
No, I'm moving autumn.
Yeah, his wife is moving, not him.
Yeah, we're moving all of
Oh.
our stuff outside, like my
Gotcha.
toolbox, my TV. The truck's not going. I still have to
Gotcha.
sell this house or find another job, which I've had no luck finding a job. So
Okay.
selling the house, even if somebody wanted to buy it today, it'll be a month from now.
Well, it's funny is so you bought a house and she got a job before you moved, whereas when I moved, I got a job, didn't have a house, and I moved. But I moved a little bit further than you did.
Yeah.
So we didn't have time to find a house beforehand. I wish we had
Well,
found a house like 6 months before we moved, but
well, it was different. We picked up and chose that we're moving. You know, like you moved, you wanted to move, but you had a job too. We
Well,
chose to move
once
and
I
we had
decided
steps to get through.
so I decided in November I wanted to move. In December, I interviewed in 2 different places. I didn't get the first job. I got the second job, which is the one I have. If I'd gotten the first job, I wouldn't live where I live. I'd live over near Huntsville. I'd live over an hour away from here. Much more expensive over there, but the job paid a lot more too. That job started out more than I'm making now after a couple of raises.
I'll be curious from what I've heard. I'm going to live in West Virginia. Autumn's going to work in Pennsylvania. I'm going to probably end up working in Pennsylvania too. From what I understand, Pennsylvania's going to take taxes, and then West Virginia's going to turn around and take taxes
And see, that's
out of our
You
paychecks.
should not be able to be double taxed by states like that. You really shouldn't. Like there's no income tax in Tennessee, but if you live in Tennessee and work in Alabama, Alabama takes the state tax. If you work in Tennessee and live in Alabama, Alabama takes the state tax. How the fuck does that work legally? I mean, it shouldn't happen that way. They shouldn't be able to do it. If you live in a different state, it should be where you live, not where you work. But apparently, they're greedy ass bitches, no matter what state you live in.
So, like when you do it from Pennsylvania, I knew this from a biomed that worked. They lived in PA. He worked in PA, but the New York state line was like 15 miles, and his wife worked in New York. He literally had his wife quit because it was cheap. They made more money for her to stay at home than to work in New York. because
And
New
pay
York would
tax.
tax them, and then PA would tax them, and they're both screwing you in taxes severely.
So I do know that, and everybody I've talked to at work, doesn't matter what you set it up at, Alabama state taxes, you're going to owe at the end of the year, no matter fucking what. I'm claiming zero. I claim fucking zero. I have my wife as a dependent that I can use as a deduction at the end of the year, and I still owe state taxes so far every year that I've lived here. And
They'll get you covered. They get you going.
zero. I don't even claim one for me. I claim zero. The only way I would know is if I added extra tax every paycheck. And I'm like, that's not right. Something's fucking wrong there. That shouldn't happen. I should know.
You ain't making that turn there, buddy.
Salty, are you still watching them?
Hell yeah, I'm still, dude. You got to understand. I drove a truck my entire life. So seeing this shit, dude, I just love it. Dude, I'm all into this shit, dude. I love it.
You understand what I'm saying, Nathan?
Yeah.
If I claim zero and I have a dependent, how should I owe at the end of the year?
I have no clue. It makes
They
no
get me
sense.
every year, Pinks. They get me every year.
But it's weird because it shouldn't happen that way. That something's wrong somewhere. That
By the time the end of the year comes, I've paid probably over $40,000 in taxes.
yeah, I know it's crazy.
I mean, by the time you get your sales tax, your income tax, and all
Oh,
your
God.
dude, by the time the end of the year and your car taxes and everything, dude, you're paying $40,000-$50,000 a year. Think
Yeah,
about it.
well,
Yep.
I'm not paying that much because if I did, I would not be able to live in this house because I
But,
don't make
but
much
the
more
thing
than
about
that.
it is, though, Pinks, is you are. You are. They're taking
Yeah, you pay taxes every time you go buy food.
every time you
I
buy
know,
food,
I'm paying
every-
taxes on everything, but I only make like 70 a year. So
I'm just saying, though, Pinks, listen what I'm telling you. You
yeah,
pay taxes on everything you do.
yeah, I
You ain't
know.
lying.
Everything you do, I
You
pay
buy
taxes
gas?
more than one. Every dollar pays taxes more than one time, and it shouldn't happen that way.
Yes.
It
Liquor,
really shouldn't.
everything you're paying taxes on, man.
Well, I
Yeah.
think I mentioned it. I don't think Gary was on the last time I was on your live. I mentioned West Virginia, like the property tax is cheap, like it's $510 a year. But then you're going to turn around and I have to pay personal property tax. So you pay tax on your
No,
dogs.
I don't have
You pay
that.
taxes on your cars every year.
If I had to pay taxes on my dogs, I wouldn't have dogs, and I did air quotes there because I'd have dogs. They just wouldn't know it. If I had to pay taxes on them, they wouldn't know I had dogs. Because you should not have to pay a tax on your fucking dog. Come on,
Which makes no sense. But
that's
you
ridiculous.
shouldn't have to pay tax on your car after you bought it.
Yeah,
Why should I have to
agree.
pay a value tax every year that I own a vehicle
You
for the
shouldn't
rest
have
of
to
my
pay.
life?
You shouldn't have to. I understand paying for tabs every year, which $30 to $50 a year for tabs.
Oh yeah, that's additional.
If they would actually take that money and put it to what they're supposed to, then it would be plenty of money with all the cars that are out there.
No, I agree. But the thing about it is that in Michigan, what you pay in taxes is what your car is valued at.
Yeah, the value added tax,
But
basically.
I'm talking about your tags. Whatever. So that to me is another tag.
Oh, so that's that's the same as West Virginia. West Virginia's tags are like $20.
Yeah,
so
same
You know,
as
but
same
you
as
pay
Georgia.
the tax.
Same Georgia. Whatever your vehicle is, what you
Washington,
pay for
I
your
think-
tag.
In Washington, I paid a lot more for my tags than I do here. Here, the problem is all my tags are due in the same month because it goes by your name here, whereas in Washington, it went by when you bought the car. That's when you paid your tabs.
It costs me over
Unfortunately, there,
$1,000.
all my shit was due in 2 months.
When I buy my tags, it costs me over $1,000.
Oh,
It'll be that. It'll be close. It'll be me and
Hey, man.
Autumn did it. So New York State or West Virginia, it's 60% of the NADA Blue Book value, and I want to say it. I don't know if it's a trade. They say basically what they'll loan on a car. You're going to take 60% of that value, and then you're going to pay whatever the levy tax is for that year for the county you live in, which is like 2 or 3%. So, like on Autumn Subaru, it's $500 because it's only a couple years old. My Mustang, it'll probably be $250, $300
That's what it is in
every
my
year.
cars.
Yep.
Man, that motherfucker right there is good as hell, that dredge.
My
the
tags
last
are
year-
valued. My tags cost from the value of my vehicle.
uh-huh.
Yep.
Well, dude,
Yeah,
let me ask
that's
you,
what I had to pay in Washington too.
Unlike the
So
70.
in Washington, the last year I paid there between just the two Mustangs we have, the EcoBoost. The EcoBoost actually cost more because it was a year newer than the GT, and they valued it higher because it was a year newer. I paid almost $1,000 just for those two cars. The diesel truck I had, on the other hand, cost almost nothing because it didn't get that tax because it was a diesel. It was exempted from that tax for some reason.
Now,
That's
here,
weird.
unlike the 70, is it valued like we all know old cars? If you went to like Kelly Blue Book, they're worth a couple $1,000 because they don't know any better most of the time. Do they take like the classic car value of it, or do
No,
they
they
take
should
like
take
what they
the
believe the real
value.
value?
So
Should be
on my 70, I pay $30 a year, and that's it.
Yeah.
Because of the plate,
Oh,
No,
you've
Yeah.
got
it has antique or classic.
the historic
assuming?
plate.
historic.
Okay,
It-
now
it
if you
depends on the state.
didn't, if you like just bought regular tags for it, or can't you?
I
I
couldn't
don't know
tell
how it
you.
works there.
I'd be lying to you if I told you because
Okay.
I haven't
Hey,
paid regular
I'm
taxes
good with
in
that.
years.
Okay, I didn't know because like my truck, it's old enough to be considered that, and they're starting to go up in value now too. And it's like,
It
okay,
it
well, what
goes,
values are we using?
if you can get a classic tag for it, then do that. You know there's rules behind it, and then you only have to pay like $30 or $40 depending on the state.
Yeah, but like some states, like you can't drive them after certain hours, and that's
Yeah,
the
that's
thing.
what I
It's a
said.
truck.
Depending
I'm
on the
still,
state.
yeah.
Yeah, you'll have to look into that.
Yeah, no, I just pay. But and you know the thing about it is that it doesn't go by the plate; it goes by the insurance up here, how much I can drive it. And I got Haggerty Insurance, and they don't ever say anything about how much I drive.
Nice. I think that one person. Yeah. I looked into Haggerty Insurance for a couple of my vehicles. It was way too much money. Way too
But I'm
much.
going to tell you, I save a lot of money with Haggerty. I'm going to tell you that right now.
You can. I guess my record is not great right now. It's clean here in another year or so. But the year I moved, I had 3 accidents. And, you know, just bullshit little things that just cost me money. And
3
because
accidents. Ooh-wee.
yeah, it was not a fun time.
Mm-mm.
It was a lot of times it was my trailer that caused the problems. But I had the one accident in January before I moved where I slid into a car that was stopped in the middle of the road, even though the cop was telling it to get the fuck off the road. And I come around a corner at 10 miles an hour and I started hitting the brakes and I just slid. I couldn't do it. It was solid ice. Solid ice. And I bumped the car. But even though the cop put it as no fault to anybody because of that, it still went against my insurance. So that raised my rates. Then on the trip, the first night on the trip to Alabama, I was pulling into I'd looked up some stuff and I saw that there was plenty of parking in the back of this hotel we were going to stay at. But things had changed since that picture was taken and they'd fenced things off and you couldn't go where I thought you could. And it didn't say no trucks. You know how they'll usually have a no trucks at a hotel that can't handle a truck in the back? Well, I was trying to get through and I accidentally clipped the front of a Chevy Colorado. Just destroyed the front end of it with my trailer. I mean, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't total or anything. It just damaged the shit out of it. And it was a fun time getting that out of there. I didn't even stay at the hotel that night. I slept in the truck that night. I was so pissed because I reported. I instantly called my insurance, told them, and you know they took care of it. So that hurt. And there was one other accident. I don't remember what it was. I don't know why I can't remember right now. Something stupid, something simple. But when I moved to Alabama, my insurance company dropped me because insurance rates in Alabama are higher than they are in Washington, like way higher, because per capita, we have the most accidents in Alabama than anywhere else in the United States, apparently. Because people love to run red lights around here. I've noticed that, or stop signs. They do that too a lot. So I had to find new insurance. And I was with Geico for a little while, but my God, their rates were fucking outrageous.
I ended up with a company through a broker. That's a company I've never heard of before, but they insure me. It's legal and it's cheap. I pay 200 and something a month for 4 of my cars.
Now, Gary, with some of your like newer cars, like your Mach 1, like your Fox body, did you have just regular insurance on those?
Both my Mach 1s are, and my wife's Shelby is insured through Haggerty.
Okay.
The 93 that I used to have, that was insured through Haggerty. All my other drivable vehicles, like my trucks and her
Dailies.
that are all State Farm.
Now, do you save quite a bit with them with Haggerty with your like your Mach 1, for instance? Because I'm asking just because about my boss. I'm debating on maybe I should look into it.
The 70 is less than $400 a year.
Okay.
Okay, the 21 Mach 1 and my wife Shelby and all cars together is just a little under 4,000 a year.
Okay.
So I mean, I couldn't tell you exactly what it costs
Well,
in my head, but yeah, I save a ton of money. When State Farm, they wanted to charge me $3,500 for insurance for 6 months for the 21 Mach.
Jesus.
Ooh wee. Holy shit.
I pay less than that for all 4 of my cars every 6 months.
But you got to understand, though, Michigan is a no-fault state. We pay for that.
same as New
Yeah.
York. and
Like
PA.
Hawaii was. Oh my God. That was the first state I lived in that was a no fault state.
So now my boss and Autumn's car, both full coverage. We went through a local company which has they got nationwide, but they also they got us a policy with Erie Insurance, and it's $1,050 for. Let me think here. It's $1,500 for the full year. You just pay the whole annual fee for both of them. So I didn't feel it was too bad.
It was really nice when I was paying my insurance all at one time, when I was paying the $3,500 all in one shot, but I can't do that anymore.
Well, that's what I do with Haggerty. The other one I pay monthly.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I'm going to hop off here. I need to wrap up what I'm doing here. I need to get to sleep. I got to get up and I got to do some work, and I got to continue packing before my buddies get here. I got a few odds and ends I got to touch up before they get here with a trailer.
Yeah, I
Well-
forgot you're moving tomorrow, right? Or moving
They'll be here
moving some
tomorrow
stuff,
night,
right?
and then Friday we'll be loading up. And
Well,
hopefully
I'm
leaving
going to be
Friday.
right behind you there, Nathan. So you have a good New Year, brother, and I'll talk
Yeah.
to you.
I'm gonna be right behind you too, guys.
Always
I'm
good to be
getting
on
out of here
Thanks,
too.
Cakes,
And-
Gary.
It's late, guys. I
Mr.
understand.
Gary, I enjoy talking to you, sir, as always. Come
All right.
around. We don't see you much often anymore.
Yeah, thanks for coming in, Gary. Later, Nathan.
Have a good night.
Take it easy, Nate.
Y'all have a good evening. Anybody in
Gary,
the chat?
have a good one. If there's anybody still left in the chat, y'all have a good night. Happy New Year, everybody.
Yeah, Happy New Year. If you're still in the chat, I think Justin's still in there, and possibly Barbecue Mike. Y'all have a good evening, and I will see you in the next one, which may be this weekend. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe I'll start doing a live stream every night because I'm crazy. I doubt it because my wife would kill me. But y'all have a good evening, and I will see you in the next one.